Boom.
Are we starting?
Yeah, we're on.
Yes.
Also, while this intro music's going, they say we roast the ones we love, and that's why Vishaal's been roasting so many men.
Yeah. All of them named Karim.
Okay.
Bro,
I don't know why I put on it.
We get silly on this one.
All right.
Okay.
that's what you do to us, Vishy. When you're around, we don't even finish the theme song. We're already making jokes.
Yeah.
Then the theme song finishes, and
And
we're
then the jokes end.
Yeah.
Similar to when
And then
Vish
the
gets on
bombing
stage.
begins, not because I'm brown, but yeah, that's. It was the same. It was the joke you made at Zane's episode.
Yeah.
I heard that one.
Oh, you heard it.
what was
Yes,
the joke?
Yeah.
Well,
It was
bombing.
about
What are you talking about, Vishaal
bombing.
here?
Yeah.
I've heard. I was listening to a lot of the old eps before mine's, and I heard the Sarah Marcos one.
Oh.
Yeah, she friend zoned me on that one. That was hilarious.
Oh, dang. I don't even remember that. Did she?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was like,
we're
which-
asking her what comics she thought
Oh,
were
really?
cute. And
yeah.
Well, we'll do this officially now. How do you feel about Sarah Marco?
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
Nah, she's great. Love Sarah Marco.
I
Shout
played
out
the
Sarah
5th
Marco.
out of 10.
Trombone.
No, wait, it's funny.
What the hell? You both love that. You can't hit me with the trombone after you both love that. All right, ladies and
very
gentlemen,
good.
a man that needs no introduction, a man of many hats, a man of...
Yes, get it on.
Yeah.
We need to get some of these jokes in.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
he goes by the name...
Alloy Blacked.
Of Vishaal.
AKA... Oh, sorry. I just wanted to get that funny joke in. Alloy Blacked when he had that hat on.
Bruno Mars debates over men.
All right, that one goes to Jackson right there.
He did win that one.
That's a
He
good
did
one.
win
But
I
Bruno
don't,
Mars, man.
I don't even know what Alloy Black looks like.
Alloy Black is a...
Does he wear the
He
fedora?
always wears a fedora.
Really?
Always. Literally look up Alloy Black.
All right, let's
All
do it.
Right now with 2 C's.
And this is a choose your own adventure for
choose
everyone.
your own adventure. I said Alloy Blacked, insinuating that Vishaal is getting penetrated by black men on the website Blacked.
Yeah, Karim would know about that.
I would know because I...
But he's the black man. I'm
I
getting
went to the straight one. Here we go.
We were talking
This
about...
is funny. Alloy Black.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's how you look.
Oh,
That's what you
right.
look like with that hat.
Is he the guy who did that? What's that song?
I Need a
a
Dollar.
dollar.
Yeah. And
Oh.
that's
Which is the song he sings about when he's getting filleted by. I'm trying to fit the theme of this podcast, man. I'm trying to give that the trombone right there.
we don't make gay jokes anymore after our last guest last week.
That's
we
right.
realized they're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And basically what we want to say is we're not making jokes. We're just spreading speech that we believe in.
I was gonna say, yeah, we don't make gay jokes anymore. Meaning, we make jokes about homosexuals, but no homosexuals are allowed to make jokes. So that's why Karim has been so unfunny today. I'm joking.
That's why.
Clap.
That's
Put
why.
that. Press the clap.
I
button.
don't
So
think
how you
it doesn't agree with what was said.
Vish, I'm just gonna ask that you forget about the soundboard for the rest of the episode. I understand. How you been, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. Where do I begin? Got COVID early in the year since our last ep.
How'd you go with it?
It was fine, man. It was like, it was. I got the Omicron, so like my symptoms were pretty mild. Like,
Yeah.
and
Wait,
it was like,
what one did you get?
I didn't get it.
Oh, you didn't get it. Okay. I was trying to make a joke there that didn't really work. I've also tried to
Oh yeah,
work-
I got it. I got
all right, he's pulling up.
I
the
got-
Yeah,
notes.
go on. Say, how about, I'm trying to figure out a funny joke for Jackson here. I thought this yogurt Chobani was called Cobain yogurt, and it was going to be something about like a Kurt Cobain yogurt because he looks like a hipster.
All right, so
Anyway, yeah, we're off to a rough start, everyone.
yeah. Apart from
wasn't
that,
much
I quit my job in March, and the job I had for about 4 years. Went to Brisbane for a month, then went to Melbourne.
They make you quit it after the length of your penis finishes.
in inches.
He got you. I got you good. So that's why Jackson lasted 2
Where's the
weeks there as
trombone?
well.
Where's the trombone?
Jackson lasted in that position 2 weeks. From what it
All right, okay, I'll give you that one, correct.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, but I was in Brisbane for about a month, but I also went to Melbourne to check out the comedy festival, the International Comedy Festival.
And also the Mardi Gras Festival.
It's Melbourne. Every month is a Mardi Gras festival in Melbourne.
That's very true. That's
not just in
true.
April. It's every month. It's going on right now as we speak. I don't know.
Imagine if Mardi Gras was on April 1st. And it's something about kind of like, oh yeah, because it's not real, it's a joke.
And everyone on the float is like straight, and they're all like, "We're gay, just kidding, April Fools."
Well, let's just say every day must be April 1st if in Jackson's well.
Yeah. So did you get up when you were in Melbourne?
Yeah, he did get up a lot.
It was Mardi Gras, remember?
It was Mardi Gras, everyone.
What's Mardi Gras actually like in Melbourne?
I wasn't there for Mardi Gras. I didn't even go. I went there for the festival.
But I'm sure you've seen some videos on it.
So the comedy festival was pretty good, man. It is. This is my second time It was my second time going there. I saw a bunch of shows. I was there for like a few days, and
Did you perform?
no, I didn't perform. Okay. I couldn't perform. It was like.
Because there was a woman in the room. There we go.
I'm going to find that trombone button. One day or another.
So who were you?
Quote Blondie.
That's good.
Who did you enjoy? Yeah.
I saw Friendly Geordies at the Comics Lounge.
Did you get friendly with Geordies?
No, I couldn't meet him in person.
But you saw him from a distance.
Yeah, I saw him actually. I was pretty up close, actually. I saw him, yeah.
Dang.
It was one of the best shows ever, man. And it was cool as well to go to the Comics Lounge. It's Comics Lounge, in Melbourne. It's like one of the best clubs.
Really?
Yeah. It was packed as well. It was like, yeah.
So Friendly was performing there?
Friendly Geordies was performing, yeah.
It's a comics lounge, like under every cushion there's a whoopee cushion.
That's very good. That's very nice.
What? I'm at the comics lounge.
Yeah. All right.
You like try to like ring the bell for the waiter or something, and it spurts water in your face.
You try and walk out of a room. There's a guy masturbating in the doorway.
Yeah, a packet of peanuts, and he opens. There's a snakes flying out. It's like, oh, you came in Mardi Gras, April Fools.
What else did you get up to down there?
I just mostly watched shows while I was in Melbourne.
So this is just random comedy club shows. Like you paid for the Friendly Geordies one.
Yeah. I actually went and checked out a bunch of others. I went and checked out the Comedy Up Late show that gets televised on ABC. So like some good acts up there. The Melbourne Festival was great. But when I was in Brisbane, I did perform. Did a comedy club there called Good Chat Comedy Club.
Called Good what?
Good Chat. Sorry, Good Chat.
Oh, Good Chat.
Good
Chat. Shout out to
Nice.
Good Chat Comedy Club. It's one of the best shows I've ever done. It was so good.
Is there a certain energy like to compare to Sydney, Brisbane?
Yeah,
scene?
a lot more open.
Really?
Yeah, a lot more open to.
Open? Do you
Like-
mean just in conversation?
No, like jokes, like hearing certain types of jokes. They're not like when I started off in Brisbane.
Oh,
I
Brisbane, yeah.
I could joke about anything, like literally about anything. And then when I came to Sydney, I noticed like certain areas, like especially inner west, you couldn't joke about certain things. Whereas in
Yeah.
Brisbane, you can go nuts and joke about shit, so long as it's funny. So yeah, Karim.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. He's calling me out. He's calling me out.
I love Karim.
He's calling me out. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Actually, you do really well in Brisbane. I think you'd be the biggest comic in Brisbane.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, or in penis size, because all their penises
No.
are 1 inch. So your 1.5 inch should be fine there.
That's the average. 1.5.
I was looking for that. I was looking for an angle there. Because also Vishaal is great at comedy in Brisbane. He's the smallest in terms of his penis length in inches.
How would you know, Karim? Huh? How would you know?
Okay.
How would you know?
I don't know.
Is there something you're not telling your millions of listeners right now?
I've seen you walk into the quick anything.
Tag me in.
Yeah, quick.
Get
me back. Where's he walking into? He has a small
this
penis.
is just,
What's he gonna do?
What's he walking into?
All right, this is just this is gonna go on for a while now.
The children's
Karim's house?
No, the
There
children's
should be a
underwear
timer
section.
for this.
Yes.
Nah,
That was a buzzer beater.
that was way too long. That was definitely
Way too long.
That was a
Way too long.
I've
What's
never
that?
heard
Not-
That was a
what's that?
violation right there. That was a violation.
What's that? Not Vishal's penis?
So,
Yeah.
so it must be nice to get back into the scene. Were you trying out stuff that you couldn't do here? Or it's just something you noticed?
No, it's
Yeah,
just something I noticed.
You tried
Yeah.
women. Sorry. We have the power here. We can keep using these. But you're all the way over there.
Speaking of women, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh
I think it's another. I think it's time for another installment
Yes.
of getting kissy with Vishy.
We're getting ahead. All right.
It is. I've been waiting for this. I was almost going to bring this up earlier.
Yeah. So
Got it?
as we were discussing last time,
Give a quick recap as well. What last time actually consisted of.
What last time? What are you talking
Getting
about?
kissy with Vishy, our last segment that we did. Last time you were on the
so we're
podcast.
talking
Oh,
about your
yeah.
love life last time.
Yeah.
No, wasn't the segment answering questions?
Segments
Oh,
don't
it
always have to
was.
be
Yeah,
the same,
that's right.
Vishaal.
Yeah, that's right. We're asking questions. We want to know about your love life.
We want to know about your
Yes.
love life.
Oh God.
Here we go. Let's get ready for this, everyone. Getting kissy with Vishy.
All right. Well, it's been sort of here and there. I was on the apps for a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
What apps?
Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble.
Nice. What
Just
do you
the
find the
trifecta.
best?
Hinge.
Hinge.
I
is
get the
good.
most matches on Hinge, and they're all Indian girls. So
Really?
yeah,
Dang. Do you
Why
want
not?
to pull up your Hinge?
I deleted it. So
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Is that what you're into, Indian girls?
No, that's what the app suggests. The arranged marriage version I've downloaded there. That's what, I don't know why. I'm only getting
That's funny because
matches,
whenever
yeah.
I'm on Hinge, it's always
Men.
white women, and whenever
Men.
Karim's
No,
on
when Jackson
Hinge,
gets
it's guys
it,
with
it's-
really small penises.
They've got the algorithm figured out for Karim right now. He hasn't even started swiping. They just know. It just was like, set your preference to
Here's,
women. Back. Come on, Karim.
Come on. It
Come
just,
on.
just won't work.
It just goes like,
So your preference is like
It's
man and
automatic
men.
yeah.
I can't change it back.
I can't change the penis length from bigger than 1.5 inches.
Yeah. Well, I did notice that here I was getting tons of matches with like Indian girls.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd been like on like a bunch of dates, you know.
With these Indian girls.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But you don't like Indian girls.
I like it. I like all types of women. It's just on online dating apps. I just do the best with Indian. Oh, it's just
Right.
that's what I get. Like the likes thing, like where they send in the likes. Most of them are Indian.
Most of them are Indian.
And it's Sydney as well. There's like tons. Like there's a lot of Indian people here, especially women. So
In
I
your-
just get
In your experience, is there kind of like a what do you call it? Like not homogenous, but kind of like is that common for kind of like an Indian couple to be together and they're kind of not really searching outside of that?
It depends on what family they come from. Like it's a lot of them just get straight into like arranged marriage. Like they just are like, oh yeah, you turn 27, we'll find you a wife, and that's it.
Is that the age 27?
Yeah, well, that was like back then. Now it's like probably older because
Oh, really? It got
yeah,
pushed back?
It probably got push forward. You mean
Oh,
it's older now. Like I don't think like people. Well, they have this like there's two concepts of like types of marriages in India. So there's arranged marriage and then there's love marriage.
And then there's gay marriage, which is Vishal's one.
Actually, that's it's arranged gay marriage. Actually,
Dang, arranged marriage. Mum and dad, I'm gay. We don't care. We don't care.
Yeah, we've got some nice boys waiting for you right now.
Nice boys.
So growing up,
Nice
Nice boys.
when it comes to
Real
arranged,
nice boys.
Yeah.
when it comes to arranged marriage, was there kind of a stigma around that, or is there a stigma around that with the kind of younger generation? Do you think?
Yeah, there's a lot more of a stigma with the younger generation than the older. If you had a love marriage like in the older generations, then that was sort of looked down upon.
Imagine just being like a
Wow.
loser.
Because,
like
yeah.
this dude's in love. What a loser.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not getting arranged like us. What a loser. What an absolute dork.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
are you gonna
they're-
do with that girl? Kiss a girl before you're 27?
Well, it's India and it's Bollywood, so they'll be running around a tree before they kiss. Have you seen Bollywood movies, Jackson? Have you seen one?
No, I can't. I don't.
You don't have
Here we
the
go.
time.
Is there a joke? Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got the tag team ready. I don't know.
All right,
anything.
all right. What you got?
Nothing.
All right, of course.
Not everything has to be a joke, you guys. Some things can be
Sometimes
serious.
when someone goes,
Yeah, this is
it should be though.
Yeah, this is a serious and deep conversation on arranged marriage right there. Yeah.
I'm gonna walk this one off and think if I can think of anything. Bollywood. Do you watch Bollywood films? Be like, no, I don't need discounts to get taxis anywhere.
Trombone. That's trombone. That's trombone right there. That was a trombone right there. That was bad. All right.
So was this ever an option in your lineage?
My parents got an arranged marriage.
We've established you're from like a higher, more elite kind of family.
Yeah.
In terms of the hierarchy.
Yeah. In that sense, yeah. But like my parents don't care who I get married to, so they're not forcing that on. I think the parents nowadays, my generation, they don't really care as much, so long as it's.
How would they feel if it was a man? That sound different.
No, you're
normal. Yeah.
How
would they feel if it was a man?
Talking about me, or is it like just in general?
No, your parents. Oh, actually, yeah, your parents. How would they feel if you were gay?
It will take some time to ease into it. I would say that. Yeah.
What are we talking about? When you have sex with a man?
It takes 1 week. It takes some time.
It takes 1 week to get it up.
Takes some time to ease into it. Exactly 1 week from the age I am today, so I am stressing. So
yeah, it's
were your parents arranged?
Yeah, parents arranged.
Oh, they were.
Yeah. My my grandmother, my dad's mom, and my mom's aunt, my grand aunt, were BFFs, and they were like, they were hanging out, and the conversation went, your son's not married, my niece is not married, and within a week they got married.
We both have Range Rovers. Let's have arranged marriage.
I am actually
sorry, everyone. That was very arranged marriage.
I don't get it.
A Range Rover. So you get married like in a range.
All right, I'm gonna try to find where the trombone.
And arranged.
Where is this trombone?
Range Rover.
Jeez.
Having an arranged marriage.
Oh man. All right. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Jackson, please just continue.
No, well, I am.
Please ask questions.
I am very curious, just to human nature. If you put kind of a man and a woman together like that, is love going to kind of just be born from that? And
you are curious, bi-curious.
I'm bi-curious. Yeah, I'm curious about buying a massive dildo for my butthole.
Finally.
All right, so
it's that's the whole idea of arranged marriage. They believe that love will be developed in due time, right? It doesn't it's not like love at first sight. It's more of like, you get together and then you build from that, as opposed to.
So that's actually like it makes
sense. It's more like ascending than like, you fall in love and then you crash hard.
What about were people falling in love as well? Like
I have like relatives who had like what they call love marriages. So they
call it love marriages.
Yeah, like aunts and all that. Most of my aunts had what they call love marriages, and they were pretty frowned upon, especially from like my grandparents' side. Like they didn't approve of. At times, I'm not sure now, but like they were not like approving of, or they didn't approve of the men that they had married at the time. And,
there is something nice about the idea of like, we're going to put you together, all right, as your parents, we're going to put you together. And over time, you spend enough time with anyone, you're going to kind of fall in love with their quirks and everything.
Yeah.
Especially if you haven't found anyone.
Yeah,
and you're like, here is someone for you. You'd be like,
yeah.
Yes, I'm keen. Probably both parties are going to be feeling that way.
Yeah.
They're like, yes, I can't wait to meet anyone.
Yeah.
I'm 27.
I had a friend at an old job who was Nepalese who got matched up in an arranged marriage. She was married at like 20 or something like that. And hearing her talk about him, she was like, I loved him as soon as I laid eyes on him.
Yeah,
like, he was just so gorgeous. He loved me. I just thought he was so handsome and everything. And I'm like... That's so beautiful. And she didn't have to go through heartbreak and chasing this. Who am I? Like, what am I?
Yeah.
It's overrated.
Yeah, like...
There's overrated elements to being like, I have to find love.
She's got like tears in her eyes. So this is the first message he sent me. It's like, send Bob's and Virgin.
I'll give that.
That was good. Thank you.
Top of the hat.
We're getting there. Top of the hat to you. Right. There we go.
Yeah, and honestly, like after I've actually only started getting into like the dating scene for like the last couple of years. Ever since COVID, I was never a big online dater.
Same. Literally the same here.
And I'd rather have my parents arrange it for me.
I would rather. I found it something dirty or kind of corny, or like I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, especially when it came to the apps, I was like, oh no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that was the whole thing with lockdown. Like, I actually got like a lot more matches, and I ended up doing like video dates during the second lockdown.
Video dates?
Yeah, like Zoom shit, like on FaceTime. Yeah,
Gosh.
but that was the only way you could meet in person. Like, you couldn't meet anyone in person. So I mean, but that's also good because like you can gauge on the video chat before you actually meet them.
Yeah,
before you go out of your way to, into the city or wherever to meet them.
That's a pretty good idea. How did the video chats go?
They went pretty well. I mean, they went pretty well.
All Indian girls, like, do the breakdown. I want to know how they went exactly and what went down afterwards.
Like, what went down, like...
So let's say your first video chat that you did, was that the first thing you ever did? Like,
it was the first ever.
Date?
Yeah, that was the first one. And
How'd
it went well. Yeah, it went well. We just chatted.
What are we talking about? What girl? What kind of girl? Indian girl? White girl?
Yeah, Indian girl.
Indian girl? Nice.
Yeah,
what was her name?
I can't remember.
You can't remember her name.
It was a while ago. It was like...
Name.
Gary.
Yeah. Yeah, it was... Carinder.
There we go.
They call her Karen.
Her name was
short for Carinder.
Her name was Jackson Grant.
Have you ever thought about...
And she was in brownface. What the fuck?
Have you ever thought about, just to be funny, sending a girl, show me bobs and vads?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
No. Nah.
Bro.
You haven't?
Not with an Indian girl. Like, they would expect it. Like, not with an Indian girl. With a
so
white girl,
funny?
that would be funny. If it was a non-Indian girl, it would be funny.
Why wouldn't it be funny with an Indian girl? Because she would kind of get the joke. Or would she? Or no?
No, she wouldn't get the joke.
She wouldn't get the joke.
It's actually...
She just
the bobs
actually
and
sends them
vagina
back.
is like for non-Indians. That's how you... That's like a subtle way to make fun
Imagine
of
if that
Indians.
legitimately works.
She sends it back and you're like, she has no sense of humor.
She's like... Send Bob's and vagina. It's a picture of Bob the Builder. I'm like, no, that's not what I asked.
What about... Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Sorry. So, yeah, you were talking about me.
Oh, yeah, this girl.
Yeah. Well, there's... Yeah, okay. Which one, though? Because the
first one, I want to know the
I'm
details.
trying to remember.
I want to know the nitty-gritty.
All right, the first one... Yeah, video chat went fine. And then I think I met up with her once.
Oh.
And then, yeah, I didn't really... Nothing came after that.
What happened on the first date? Why did it fall apart exactly?
I don't know. I don't think there was much of a connection after when we met up in person. Like, because it was
awkward?
a while. Yeah, because it was just after the lockdown got
Yeah.
lifted, and I think she was living by herself as well. And even I also was living by myself. Like, I had the only time I had like any interaction was through a screen. So to meet someone in person, like I was telling her throughout the whole thing, I was like, look, I'm feeling weird, like talking to a person. In person, you know what I mean? Like,
so you're one of those weird situations. Like, I hear about all of those.
Yeah, it was
Everyone,
weird.
let's talk about how weird COVID was.
Yeah.
It is June 2022. Let's talk about April 2020.
Yeah.
How weird was COVID? So you were alone.
I'll tell you
through
this.
that.
I actually did from one of the girls I met in the during lockdown.
Yeah.
On Hinge. I actually took her to a comedy show.
Oh.
I did take her, and it was like I'd never done it before.
Where? Which room?
It was comedy canteen the Saturday.
Oh, right.
And luckily I did well because that's a very risky thing.
Yeah, that is risky.
Yeah, that is very risky. So.
Gosh.
Because a lot of them do ask, like, oh, I want to see your show and stuff, and like
Always.
I mean, I love Crown, but let's face it, you don't bring anyone to
You can't
Crown.
bring anyone to crowd.
It's the craziest thing in the world. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, oh, what are you interested in? And you're like, oh, comedy. That's really my passion. And you
Yeah.
take her and bomb?
Yeah, that's true.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah. I like I mean, I wouldn't mind him bombing in front of if I'd bombed in front of the audience, I wouldn't care much for the audience. If he was like, oh, that was like, that would be so like.
Would it make the relationship better though?
I don't. There's no unless I make her laugh on the car ride or after the show.
Yeah.
Then you can salvage it, but you can't. Yeah.
What
It's your
about
yeah.
is kind of sex common if we're looking at families that regularly do arranged marriages and everything? Are these people getting married and they're virgins, like they haven't had experience and everything?
For the most part.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
the first time they have sex is to procreate.
which is so crazy because it's kind of like from like the Kama Sutra and everything like that.
Oh yeah,
like,
that was all Indian, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened to Indians? They used to be cool.
there was this 400.
You guys used to be getting it.
No, there's 400 years of being oppressed by the most repressive race of people called the British.
Oh, so you guys used to be like these dudes were just.
There are Hindu
slanging-
temples which have
Yeah.
like carvings of naked women, and we have like goddesses which are
They really were.
Fappable.
They were really seeing Bob's and Vagine. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like the African things. Like we was kings. Indian people like we were these sexual gods.
Yeah.
And we had that taken away from us.
But is the
Yeah.
Kama Sutra that old? It
it's so-
predates.
Yeah, predates. Fuck. India in itself, like the Indian culture goes back 30,000 even before that. Like, yeah, Hinduism is one of the oldest religions in the world,
Yeah.
and it's just Sanskrit is one of the big languages. That's like one of the oldest languages. A lot of the European languages have derived from Sanskrit. So
To that point, it's like if these ideas are coming out of there and they've had such an old civilization, I think that it might work. There's some validity to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's very interesting. Like,
what are you
the
talking
idea
about? The Kama Sutra thing or the arranged marriage?
the arranged marriage.
Oh yeah.
yeah, there's less divorce rate in arranged marriages than like marriages here. Like it's half, like 50%.
Yeah, because there's a thing about like if it's like the paradox of choice. If you give someone 2 jelly beans to choose from, they pick one, they're only missing out on one.
Yeah.
If you offer them 50 and they pick one, then they're missing out on 49 different flavors. It's going to take a
Yeah.
lot more time to choose. And then when it's like an infinite, you're never going to meet everyone in the world. But say you're in a relationship and you're like, oh, I'm unhappy here. Maybe there's someone else out there. But if it's that arranged setup, it's like,
Yeah, and like how my parents explained arranged marriage, it's not just the marriage between 2 people; it's the union between 2 families. So it's not
family thing, yeah.
So it's not like, oh yeah, I'm sick of my wife. You have to deal with the wife's family as well. So you can't just.
And
get
she's like,
out
I'm
of
not
it.
sick of you at all.
Well,
we're gonna keep this thing
there's
going.
actually been like stories in India where like men who are gay but couldn't come out, they were closeted, got arranged. No,
Stories, eh? I try to.
No,
it's almost like a wave. Stories, stories from the Vishaal
the heart.
family.
stories that were in India and then moved to Brisbane and now are in Sydney.
I like how that was my thought, like, oh, I want to be free as a gay man. Where am I going to go? Brisbane.
Yeah.
Not Sydney,
Right,
where they
right.
have like the biggest Mardi Gras, where fucking Dua Lipa performed there a couple of years
Did she?
ago. Yeah, she
Really?
was there, yeah.
You like Dua Lipa?
Actually, yeah, one of the few pop musicians I like.
Sexually though,
No, not at all.
you don't like her.
I don't like her sexually. Like even Ariana Grande, I separate the,
Oh yeah, of course, because it's just like pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You're not into women. Like I can enjoy their music. I don't have to be attracted to them sexually.
Yeah.
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 So,
I
yeah.
don't know why I have no comeback for that. I just gave Karim that. What the
Yes,
fuck?
everyone.
Oh, man.
He's not attracted to women.
Yeah.
It'd be so funny. You're like, Dua Lipa, Ariana Grande,
What if,
Beyonce,
like,
Rihanna, Taylor Swift.
What if, like, some of the
I'm just
girl-
not attracted
The
to.
girls I went on these dates with, they look up this and they're like, Karim just outed me. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That's why you never made it past the second date.
I was throwing myself at him. So, the divorce rate isn't less high. Yeah?
It's less in India, like in terms of like, even arranged marriage, like it's less.
If you had to guess, how do you think their kind of sex life would compare to a love marriage? Arranged marriage versus... Might be a tricky question, but from your experience kind of talking to people on both sides...
It just depends on the couple and how they approach and view sex. I can't say that, arranged marriages encourage more. I don't know. It depends on like religious aspects as well. Like some of the, there's also Christian arranged marriages and of course most Muslim arranged marriages because India's like religiously diverse as well. So, and like, Muslim arranged marriages happen very, early on. Like they get married in their early 20s and they, and they mostly definitely, I would say, have sex just to have children. They don't, they're not,
It's like, we got to have children. She's literally about to turn 13. It's not going to be good anymore.
Trombone.
There we go. Sorry, everyone. That's a
Trombone.
cultural commentary. That was very good.
Yeah, I didn't know...
Okay, here's a question. Are you guys, is your parents still married? all their. All right, if it's too personal, is it? Are your parents?
No.
Okay.
Technically, maybe.
What about Karim? Are your parents?
No.
They didn't get a divorce. Let me put it that way.
Oh, here we go.
So they're not married.
Here we go. This is good. Open a can of worms. It's
No, I guess not.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. Don't worry. I'm not. I'm just ask. I'm sorry.
He has two
Yeah.
fathers. They couldn't get married because
I got two fathers and they're both gay. That's what I grew. I grew up in my household, and I'm like, all right, 100% of men are gay.
The guy from it must be weird having two fathers, then you become gay yourself.
I think that's the rite of passage right there. I don't know.
I think that's the case with the guy from Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, the black guy.
Oh.
Yeah. He's like two father family, and I don't know if both of his sons became gay, but one of them is. And it's
What
just
if they
an
have a
interesting
daughter?
thing.
What if they have a daughter? Like two
what
gay
do they
fathers
have
have a daughter.
I think you were making a point before, though. You asked about like divorces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was just curious.
Yeah, no, like I was just asking you the question about your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, is your parent? Yeah, I was just curious. That's all. Like,
No, they didn't get a divorce. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
But they're not married, or
They are both men.
you don't have to answer, guys. It's just a question. Yeah,
It goes against humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew a lot of my friends' parents got split up when we were kids.
Yeah. See, that didn't happen when I was in school in India. If your parents got divorced, like in India, in the school I went to, it was like weird. Like
You had to like fight the cow or something like that. This is it's your fault or something. I don't know. Something funny
trombone.
I'm gonna give it to myself. That might be the first time. That was just really weird.
Yeah.
That didn't even really have any funny
like,
angle to it.
Well,
Yeah.
now they're starting to like have divorces in India, but like back when I was living there, it's like, but it's not like the 50% that it is in like most Western countries. Yeah,
Right.
It's not like
Also, it was kind of rare.
it's like 4%, 4 to 5%, which is nothing compared to.
Is
yeah,
it 50% here?
it's 50. Yeah,
Dang. It's not. Yeah, I guess it's normal.
Can you imagine arranged marriage? There's just like a woman and a man. Man just sits down on the bed and on their marriage night, it's like, I've got chlamydia.
I'm gay. This is gonna be happening. So.
that's how I got it. Right?
Oh, hey.
So
They
yeah.
gave him a nice clap for that.
Karim and I were talking about this, like growing up here, along the East Coast, it's like sex is like, or not sex, but like attraction, how people relate to each other. It's a big thing in high school. It's like all anyone really talked about.
It was the same in my high school as well.
Yeah.
It was just that, well, I went to an international school and it was small. It was like, I only had like, 15 kids in my class. But like, compared to...
You're at an international school and they're like, isn't this guy from here? You're like, yes, but I am rich.
Yeah, I am. That's...
Sorry, I cut you off.
yeah.
Just pitbulls the teacher. One, two, three, four.
He's teaching sex education. And he's like, I know you won't, man. That's
That's very good.
international level. And Chris Brown comes in. And then I'm not going to go there.
And then he starts baiting the women.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, that's why I left that to Karim to say, because he's comfortable.
And that's what we call an alley-oop.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like-
alley-oop. Yeah.
So you went to the international school. And
Yeah. So we talked about sex, but like, like no one really hooked up, or maybe it was just me. I don't know. But like, I didn't have sex until I was like in my early 20s. Yeah.
Girlfriends kissing? Did you get kissy?
No, I didn't even get that far.
Didn't get that far. Holding
Yeah.
hands?
No.
Did you ever get a kiss on a cheek? Quick kiss on the cheek?
Yeah.
You got a kiss on the
Yeah,
cheek. How was
just-
that?
Yeah.
Let's talk about let's go back. Everyone want to go back a little bit. Remember getting kisses on the cheek?
Yeah. That.
Oh, that's such a
That gave you
big
so
deal.
much material that night,
know-
didn't you?
Do you know like how people try to like desensitize? Or actually no, like reverse the desensitization, if that's a word, from porn. You just keep on going further back, looking at women in bikinis, bras, and then you just look at like women kissing guys on the cheek. Imagine going that far back.
That's the thing though. I'm lucky that way. I wasn't exposed to like hardcore porn when I was a teen.
Yeah, me either.
I'm so lucky that way because like to me, I think like watching Kim Cattrall play Samantha Jones in Sex and the City was like, oh man,
that excites you.
Yeah, she was like my first ever MILF crush, man.
Yeah,
even though technically she's not a MILF, like, cause Do
you just want to get a photo of her naked up? Do you just want to do that? Do you just want to? Let's just do that.
Oh, nice. You got to enter password to get into.
I do. Let's say.
Gay.
Oh, we're in.
That's the thing.
We're in. we're literally in.
Well, that was a funny thing about Sex and the City. I thought like when I was a kid, like, oh, this is Sex and the City. It's gonna be like a lot of sex and shit. But it was like a gay show. Like apparently a lot of gay men. That's why
you were like, yeah, this is literally for me then. This is a jackpot.
Yeah.
There's no sex. I don't know why I clicked on this.
Or just fast forward all of Samantha Jones scenes. Or like, no, I don't want to see. I want to see the gay guy.
You literally like have you eat like raw chicken or something like that, and your parents like, quick, he needs to throw it up. Let's get on Sex in the City. There should be women having sex in there. And it's like, no, he's invested in it. There's no sex going at all.
So, do you think more kind of innocence? You say like even watching a TV show kind of did something to you?
Yeah. But I think it was more healthy than like watching.
That's what I was going
to
ask.
It was way healthier. Like even like I can go back to like the first time I had two like my first ever celebrity crushes were Amanda Bynes, my first ever comedy crush from the Amanda Show, and Hilary Duff is Lizzie McGuire. Yeah.
How about Hilary Muff, diver?
Dude, you told me that you didn't watch the Amanda Show until you were 22.
Trumbo.
No, he was watching Amanda show his penis.
Let me just point out. I don't think Vish understands what the trombone's for. I said a joke. It was funny. You both laughed.
It hasn't been used. That's why I like the trombone.
Yeah, trombone's good. But
yeah. That was like I just liked like looking back on it, just how because I hear like a lot of kids like who are like in their 20s now just being exposed to like hardcore shit from like Pornhub and YouPorn and all that. And it's like, it's fucked with their brains. Like, they can't even, like, not that I was great with women back in the day, but at least I didn't have this view on women or, like, this, like, fucked up view on women,
Like, imagine being really deep. Oh, but I guess, you have communities for that sort of stuff. But going down that, like, BDSM route, and you literally have to, like, tie women up. They have to, like, almost be dying for you to kind of be like, okay, this is sex, everyone. Yeah.
It's fucked. Like, I'm not a fan of that. I like the leather, though, but that's it.
You do like the... Are you actually into the leather?
I love the... Yeah.
Because you wear a lot of leather.
Yeah.
Do you do it? Does it make you feel a bit sexual wearing the leather?
It does, actually, yeah.
It does.
Yeah, not in a gay way, but it does.
No, but there's something sexual about wearing leather. Yeah.
It is, yeah. I don't know why. I just have that. Like, even like with women, if they wear anything leather.
Really?
Like pants or just
what about like a gimp suit?
Nah, that's too leather. It has to be that's too much. I can't deal with that's too much. I can't do gimp. Yeah. I need to see the face, man.
I need to see the face. You need to see the beard.
What about like leather jackets? Like, does the Ramones kind of do anything for you?
Hey ho, let's go, Vishy. Hey ho, let's go.
Yeah, talk about a blitzkrieg bop, and you know what I'm saying. I want to
get sedated.
I want to get sedated.
That's what the was always playing when Bill Cosby had women over. He's like, what did you say?
Check.
What did you say?
I want to be sedated.
Okay.
I can't do a Bill Cosby.
I can't do it.
Imagine him singing the Ramones song.
Oh, I think.
Oh, you
guys are good. No.
Check.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah. There was just international gay guys. Microphone doesn't work for 10 seconds. Day.
Yeah. All right.
And it's actually happening at 7:20. Oh, it's 7:21 now. Okay. Well, we're interesting.
Oh, it is 7:21. I thought you just making that shit up.
No, it's literally it's a huge event.
All right.
Yeah, but there's an interesting point, like you mentioned, like getting tied up, this and that. But people, I don't think necessarily that's porn that does that to them.
I know that seems to be like a real kink thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, porn kind of, it's like a Pandora's box. I think it opens the floodgate.
Yeah.
But it depends on how old. If you were like,
It's like a gateway drug.
Yeah, it's like if you're like early to mid 20s, then yeah, it's like, oh, okay, I didn't know I had this. Like, I didn't know I would enjoy watching this. But if you're watching it at 13, you don't even know what you're into.
Know what you're into.
And then you get into that.
You get into
yeah.
that.
I also have to make the argument when it comes to binding or anything like this. These people know so much about what they like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm sure they're more informed than the average person about what they're more connected to their sexuality than most people
What
are.
if they're into binding? They literally just get up like the Amanda show.
Amanda show.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
It's the dancing lobsters.
Oh, that takes me back, man. Fucking love that
This
show.
woman tied up, staring at it on the TV. Like, yeah, I'm into binding. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, that's a whole different community. Is there something a bit weird? There's something wrong. Let's just say
not
that's
wrong. Weird, yes.
I'm gonna
It's
say
weird,
wrong,
but it's not.
I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna be the guy that says BDSM stuff is pretty wrong. It's pretty weird, and there's probably something going on there that no one's talking about.
Here's why it's not wrong, because it's connecting with a primal, a very primitive kind of necessity, and it's something that's unsatiated and something that is in everyone, and the average person doesn't talk about.
I don't think it's in
But
everyone.
it is temporary, though.
Yeah.
Like a lot of your primal instincts are temporary. You want to eat, like you don't. It's not like you want to eat forever. You only want to eat like right now. And if it's primal, then it's just like I want to tie a woman and beat her up. But like that's
And
you,
no, but
you know what I mean?
But I don't want to. I want to eat until I eat.
Yeah.
I want to tie a woman up until I come.
But I feel
They're the same thing.
In order to ejaculate, you need to tie a woman up. I don't think that's natural.
It's not natural.
I don't think that's natural
It's
at
not.
all. And
I don't
people have
think it-
basically. It's almost like having. It's like being a pedophile.
It's some like deep rooted trauma as well. Because you
Yes.
don't know like that. Like I can't remember. Was it that Sigmund Freud movie where Keira Knightley's character was being treated by Sigmund Freud? Like this was like the movie based on Sigmund Freud.
Right.
Yeah.
And she was talking
What about
how
what about
she was getting-
Siggy Azatoli and Freud? And he's like, yeah, I'm from Estonia, and that's yeah, there we go.
Alright, give him that one. But yeah,
Everyone.
Isn't it terrifying when you make a joke and you see me reach for the
Oh no,
soundboard?
I actually wasn't. I know if it's a good joke or not.
I know it's terrifying because you stopped when you saw me lean over.
had
'cause
nothing.
You were like, what's he
I
going to
was
press?
trying to be like Siggy Azatoli, and I don't know that much about Freud. I actually didn't have a follow up.
yeah.
It can be
Shout
so
out
funny.
to Siggy Azatollah.
Yeah, if I knew more about Sigmund Freud, I would have had a very funny line for it.
Well, his his whole theory about like psychology is all based on like like at a young age you wanted to have sex with the opposite parent. So if you're a young man, you kind of like it was like a psychosexual thing. It wasn't like you actually wanted. I don't know whether it was actual, but like when you're young, you yearn for the affection of your mother. If you're a man, if you're a woman, and that.
Yes.
And so like in the movie, Keira Knightley's character was talking about how she used to get beat by her dad, get spanked on, and she said she liked it like when she was like 5 years, like going back. Oh, when I was 5, my dad used to spank me, and she cried and she's like, I loved it. I really like that, and it was like, okay, this is fucked.
Yeah, it's messed up.
This is
But-
fucked.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Jackson, if you're into that. It's
No, that's
messed
not
up.
true because my mum never put her fingers in my butt.
That deserves. All right. All right, that deserves.
That was
That's a
very
good one.
No, there is something. You brought up an interesting point when it comes to like pedophilia.
Yeah.
If you show the average person a photo and you're like, is this person attractive? And then they're like, yeah. Then you're like, they're 15.
Yeah.
They're like, I know. They're like,
Why did you think I found them attractive?
I've seen this picture already. In the dark web. The really, really dark web.
There's something to it where it's kind of like it's a social behavior. We're not gonna tie people up. We're not gonna like children.
Yeah, we're not
or
going to
anything
let
like
this. We're not going to let this happen. And I feel it's the same as being into BDSM. Something.
Yeah,
But
well,
it's not,
well,
'cause
no,
it's
well,
two
see,
consenting
BDSM
adults.
and pedophilia are
Pedophilia.
different.
I know.
Like BDSM,
you're right,
you
you're
know,
right.
if it's two consenting adults, where it's pedophilia, there's no consent. Like,
I'm
involved.
basically saying it's a flaw. It's a flaw that isn't really natural, and it shouldn't kind of be accepted.
Well,
Why shouldn't it be
It's
accepted?
a right-wing Christian podcast, by the way.
No, yeah,
So-
this
got
is
Ben
good,
Shapiro here.
yeah.
I don't know why it shouldn't be accepted.
I feel there's something violent about it. I feel there's something
There is.
social about it. But you're
Well,
right.
look, it
I know.
depen-
Yeah,
no,
this
no.
is.
Okay,
it's
it
good-
depends
yeah,
on
yeah,
how
yeah.
far they take it. Like if it's just tying up and a little bit of spanking,
actually, you know what?
that's fine. But if they go Chris Brown on her, then that's a difference.
I realized my angle. I had the angle wrong. No, they should be able to do it. They just have to admit there's something messed up. This isn't natural. This isn't kind of a normal thing to want to be into.
Yeah, but they're not going
You're
to
a bit
admit it to
messed up. It's
themselves.
kind of like doing stand-up comedy.
But that- they're
there's
not gonna-
something
yeah.
kind of messed up about someone who wants to get on stage.
I
There's
do-
someone messed up about someone who has to
Yeah.
have their significant other tied up and kind of gagged in order for them to be like, okay, yeah, now I'm getting erect.
But that's almost
Yeah.
the most natural thing.
I don't think that was
Because
ever happening.
humans are
in time.
innately flawed. Everything is everything is flawed. Humans are unpredictable.
Yeah, it depends on how far you take your flaws, though.
It's
if
pretty
you're
obvious that
flawed to
something
a certain
happened.
extent. Like,
Yeah.
like with the BDSM stuff. Like, if you're doing it with two consenting adults, and
It's completely fine.
and of course and it's again if it's your wife or your partner or whoever, like someone you've developed a long-term relationship with,
Yeah.
then that's fine. But if it's someone you picked up in a one-night stand, like I'm gonna tie you and beat, like that's how like every Law and Order episode ends. starts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
well, that shit's just not.
that's for you. Yeah.
The consent thing is a whole different angle.
Yeah.
you know.
This is the angle. I kind of got it a bit confused. Basically, I'm saying, it's perfectly fine. People
Yeah.
should be able to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's not normal. It's not
No,
normal.
it's not.
And it shouldn't be-
something went on in these people's lives if you're into that.
And it should be like a one-off
Yeah.
thing, or just like, oh, we're gonna have BDSM this month. Like, you know what I mean? Like a one-off
I even
thing.
think to do it at all is a bit strange.
Yeah, but like if it's a
Yeah.
one-off thing, right? But if it's like every,
Oh,
like
I don't know.
all
Even
your,
a one-off
all
thing.
Your, yeah,
Even a one. This is
Yeah,
coming
it
from someone
could-
who doesn't have that desire. I don't have that kink. But I'd say if you do kind of have that desire to have to tie a woman up, I don't think that's a good thing or like a natural thing for someone to want to do.
It depends on where the desire is coming from. If it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna do it one time, and that's okay. But then if it's like every time we have sex, you're tying me up, then it's like, okay, this is,
It's funny, we have like the three different kind of experiences. Vish has done it once, Jackson does it all the time, and I've never done it. Vish is like, if you can do it once, it's fine. But if you keep on doing it, it's bad. Jackson's like, no, it's good to do it all the time. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, not at all.
For the record, I've never done it.
Okay.
I'm not
yeah.
interested.
And
in
I'm
it.
always the one tied up.
Yeah. I would never tie someone up. I'm too busy getting tied up.
yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
But what's an example of I don't understand BDSM, but I can relate it to something that I do understand. What's something that you understand?
Something that I understand would be... what is it?
Gay sex.
Wanting...
That's yes. We were getting this all wrong. She's like, oh, I don't like seeing a woman tied up. But if it's me and another man, then it's that's where you're getting confused, right? You like the BDSM stuff.
Oh, yeah, with a man, that's normal.
Yeah,
That's
with the
literally
dad.
normal.
Yeah.
To finish on a
that's
woman's
where-
breast. That's something that's normal.
You understand that.
Everyone can understand that.
All right.
Wait, to finish on a
you're
woman's
meant
breast.
to-
Yeah.
Where-
That's something that's
I
not... You can't understand that.
Nah, I can't understand it. It should.
Yeah. I can't understand Dua Lipa. I can't understand... I mean, yeah.
You don't have.
That's
to.
something that a
Where
lot
am I
of
going to
people
get a
can
woman
understand.
from? You know what I mean? Like when I'm about to finish.
What if you finish inside of a woman? Are you still gay? If you have sex with a man but you finish inside of a woman, does that cancel it out?
Well, I guess in that case,
No,
I
it
must be
depends how-
finishing inside of women. Yeah, so you understand that, but what's the difference
Everyone can
between
understand that.
What's the difference between finishing on a woman's breasts and tying someone up?
One is something like you could go on the streets and be like, hey, dude, is this hot? You'd be like, hell yeah. The other one is like, whoa, what have you shown me? Oh,
Yeah. Well,
that's
the
creepy.
Yeah.
the
What's
difference
that?
is the difference is 1 in 2 will be like that's hot versus 1 in. I don't even. Yeah, 100. All right, let's say 100.
I don't even think 1 in 2. I think 1 in 1. I think every straight guy can be like, oh yeah, it's kind of hot.
I actually don't think that's all. Like
Yeah,
finishing on a woman's
I
breast.
said straight guy. I said straight guy.
No, I don't find that. I just find it messy. I think it's.
Okay, yeah, again, I said straight guy. So this is not going to really make sense. But every guy's kind of into that.
Yeah, point being, everyone's kind of got a different thing, and even though it's more niche.
I don't
What are
think
you really into, Karim? Like, apart from finishing on a woman's breast, what's your kink?
What's my little kink? What would it be? Softcore.
Gay porn?
Yeah, there we go.
Is it really softcore?
There we go, really soft. I'm into softcore porn. It's where the guy can't get an erection and until a man comes into the room. That's softcore porn.
Yeah.
Would you eat a woman's booty?
No.
You wouldn't do that.
No.
But you could very easily understand how someone.
Understand how someone
Exactly.
would. I can understand that.
And that's the one in. That's the 1 in 10.
No, this is the different thing. I can understand it.
Yes.
The BDSM stuff, I don't think the average person can even understand it. They're like, how does that even work? Everyone can understand the booty eating. A lot of people can't understand the foot stuff. That's also a weird one.
Yeah, I find that weird
Yeah.
too.
That's also a weird one.
But you don't
I
need
can
to.
kind of get there, but I find it really weird. I'm like, I don't know how you're really having to. Something happened. Same with the BDSM. Something happened there.
What if we're sitting down with someone very well adjusted? Just I actually love the BDSM stuff. I love like tying someone up. I love them being like gagged or something like that, and they're just totally well adjusted, and they're just like, yeah, that's really what turns me on.
That's how they all are. That's how people who are into that. They're pretty well adjusted people.
Yeah.
Then what's the issue? Why is
they're
it wrong?
not well adjusted when it comes to their sexual proclivities? That's when they start to be like, oh, I knew there was something weird about this guy. And it'll be like, no, he's probably beaten in a room and kind of tied up by his uncle. And it'd be like, yeah, dang.
What?
Yeah,
Something. I don't believe that.
I don't think
it
anyone
would
with a normal
have come
child-
from some
yeah.
form of trauma.
It's
like
come
it's
from
definitely
trauma.
whether it be extreme, like with your uncle or whatever, it could
Honestly.
just be like, oh, I was locked in a like I heard like Charles Manson when he was a kid, who used to be locked in the closet, by his mother.
Yeah.
Karim still is. Thank you.
Second coming of Charles Manson, Karim Manson, and he's just gay.
Jackson's locked into the closet by his own mind.
Good one.
Press the trombone.
No, we support each other
it's
here.
No,
the
that's
same joke.
No, I like-
We're
yeah.
trying to punch it up
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit. But yeah, they're not normal. It's not normal.
Yeah.
Something's happened. It's an interesting conversation.
Well, again, it just depends on how far you take the BDSM stuff, right? It just depends.
One
What?
time, if you're in Brisbane and there's a girl that's kind of into it and you engage in it, it's fine because it's a one-off
Actually,
thing.
Karim was a guy. That's why I was in Brisbane.
It was,
By the way, that gay club I was referring. You remember the first episode we talked about? Gay
Yeah.
club. It's called The Beat. Yeah.
Beat?
They call it The Beat. That's what it's called.
Because that's what Vishaal did to his penis when he got home after going there.
That was good. All right.
That was very good. That actually may be a highlight clip.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember that. That actually may be a highlight clip.
So yeah, there's something about like you mentioned, like with Freud. Do you believe that personally?
No, I don't. I don't believe it. Like, to an extent, like, I don't, like, he went a little bit overboard with it. There's, like, two types, like, when it comes to psychology. There's Jungian, by Carl Jung. Yeah, Jung, and Freudian. I would lean more towards the Jung stuff.
What's his idea on sexuality?
I think he was a little bit more hippie with it. Like, it was, like, it wasn't, like,
It was like, yeah, everyone's normal if they let me have sex with their wife.
Yeah.
You're like, you're normal, right?
Yeah. No, I don't know if it was that far, but, like, his was less, like, fucked, like, Freud
Right.
stuff. Like, it didn't involve
So
your
what did
parents.
Jung, what did he believe?
I don't know about sexuality, but his was more like on the spiritual whole, like, it was, yeah. I liked, like, I haven't looked into Jung for a while, but yeah, from what little I know of him, it was less dark and deep rooted in, like, trauma.
Oh, okay.
I believe that,
Especially with your parents and stuff, like, all,
yeah, I think that adds up because at the end of the day, you have a brain and it just creates neural pathways from certain things. And I don't have any idea kind of where it would come from. I mean, like the parent thing, I guess makes sense. You know what I mean? Because who else are you really exposed to?
It's your parents.
As a baby.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like if you hear like you go like watch serial killer documentaries, it all comes from like having a fucked childhood. Like it's never.
But some people
are
are
rapists or child molesters. They're definitely like, you know.
I think if you look at the statistics on that as well, it's like overwhelmingly something happened.
Yeah.
And then they went down that same line again. And that's why Vishaal's parents must have been homosexuals. Everyone.
No.
This is a gay joke.
No. Defending my parents on it right there. No.
Do you think that's funny? Oh, we've got a phone call. Do you think that's funny? I'm not even going to try. I'm not even taking the headphones off.
You're not even taking the headphones off.
Oh, do you think that's funny, Vishaal's parents?
Yeah, they don't speak English, Kareem. All right, nice try.
That's them replying. Yeah, it must
sure.
be true.
All
it
right.
must be true.
Yeah, very funny, Kareem.
Anyway, let's get back into some of this earlier stuff. The dating. You meet up with this girl. How many other girls came afterwards?
None. None of them came.
There we go.
That was good. I'll give you. That was good.
That's very
nice.
nice.
Yeah. Those are. Yeah, I don't know. I've gone like paralysis from dating right now.
Paralysis.
Like there was just too many like first, second dates, and then like
Oh,
trying
really?
to follow. Like there was some girls I wanted to follow up, some I didn't, and then it just like
What happened with the girls you wanted to follow up with?
Yeah, I tried like early, like late last year, early this year.
I'm guessing the girls that you weren't interested in wanted to follow it up. The girls that you were interested in didn't want to follow it up with you. Is that?
Yeah,
the
there was a
case?
lot like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That could be
That's the
disheartening.
fucked up thing about dating. It's like you have to figure out who likes you, and then if they like you back, but you don't like them, it's like you feel bad. Like you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah. And then suddenly you're in this thing, and it's like,
and then and I feel like I'm a bit of a nice guy. Like I can't be like, nah, fuck, like not fuck off, but like I can't be like it's not working. Like
Well, you shouldn't fake that dating either. You really no.
it's a sort of about a kid with a gay joke coming up.
Yeah, he's like you should be dating women. I think if you could date guys, you'd get a lot of second dates.
That's the best thing in the world. Like traumatizing someone so much that they just start making the jokes themselves. Oh yeah. I bet it's because I'm gay and I like penis. It's like, no, man. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, what? You're trying to tell me that I should probably put something in my butt because I like it. No, I'm being genuine, dude. Like, no, you don't want to fake that stuff when you're dating.
It's happening real time.
You want to find someone, you're not going to find.
But that's the thing, though. Like, I feel like, I felt like dating was fine, like, during the lockdown, because, one, there was not a lot of stand-up. There wasn't much going on, really. So, and I kind of put it off for a long time before COVID, so... At least I got an idea of what dating is like, but then I don't know whether now I don't know, the apps just, I feel like I don't think they work. Like, I think they, like you'll get dates, but like to me, I'd rather find someone and.
What's the flaw in the apps you find? Is it too many options or something like that?
I don't know, it sounds like I'm a fucking player, but yeah, at one point there was...
Too many options.
There was, yeah.
Well, isn't that cool? You just had too many women to choose from. So you went off the apps.
That's the thing, though. Like,
there seems to be a trend with you. You talked about how you have this huge penis, and that's the thing that people used to bully you about. You got off the apps because there was just too many women interested in you.
Is this an intervention right now? This is the weirdest intervention. You ever got a big penis? You got too many dates.
You got too many dates.
You got to stop this, Vishaal. You got to take your life seriously, all right?
I just kill in front of women when I take them to comedy shows. I don't even try to. It's just natural.
No, but yeah, I don't know. Like, like right now, I'm just I'm putting the brakes on it. Just want to focus on myself.
Really?
Yeah.
How many dates are we talking about as a whole that you've been on since 2020?
Maybe 9, 10, yeah.
Wow, that's a solid amount. That's a real solid amount. And literally nothing came from any of them.
Yeah, I would say, well, yeah, you can say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, dating is just, I feel like, there's so much you have to put into, you have to go find a place, meet up at the place, and especially as a guy, you kind of, you put on this, like, you put yourself on this pressure of leading, like.
And you don't think that comes naturally to you?
It does, but then also it's like also a bit of it depends how I feel as well. It's like, do I want to go? And it's like, I don't live in the city or in the west, so I have to travel into the
travel,
city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
where are you living now?
Ride.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting area.
Yeah.
That's an awkward area because it's kind of far away from everything.
It is and it isn't. Like it's not like Penrith, but it's like in the middle.
It's the Penrith of the north. I would say that, right? Kind of.
All right. Okay.
Like it's in kind of.
I don't know why I'm not refuting that. I'm like, I'm just giving it. Yeah, it's the Penrith of the
fine.
North.
It's the Penrith of the North.
It's the Penrith of the North.
To the next thing.
Yeah.
But Dane, what else has been happening in the life as well? So you've been on all these dates.
What is there in Penrith? A gay guy named Vishaal?
Well, a lot of brown people. I wouldn't be surprised in Penrith there'd be a gay guy named Vishal. Vishal's a very common
brown
brown
people
name.
in Vishaal.
Yeah, but Vishal's a very common brown name.
Really?
It's one of the most. It's like John. It's like Steve. Yeah, it's very common.
I
would be surprised if like, hey, there's a gay guy named Vishal. Like, how the fuck did you know? Here's this podcast.
Because he's in this room with us.
All right.
We'll give
Cue it in.
I do find it funny how like Indian people have just taken that brown title, and it's like the brown boy with the bag, brown comedy, brown. It's just interesting that people take these things, and it's kind of the word for their group.
Yeah.
Brown.
I don't know, Karim. You've been calling yourself straight.
Yes. That's.
I do find it interesting.
Yeah.
It is interesting.
How do you feel about the phrase brown? Are there any comedy nights that call themselves like Brown Comedy Night?
Well, there was a festival showcase of Sydney Comedy Fringe, and I did that was one of the first festival showcases I did called the Indian Comedy Showcase. It wasn't brown.
It's not brown. Because I was going to say, like, imagine just some like tan guy, it's like some like tan Brazilian guy from Bondi is like, oh yeah, it was a Brown Comedy Night. I'm brown. I just go to it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm brown.
And you just realize it's like rub it off really quickly. I'm like, you're not really brown.
You're not really brown. But it's interesting. Everyone's
what are you,
brown.
Justin Trudeau, huh?
Everyone's kind of brown, and I find it weird that Indian people have taken that.
Well, there's more of us. There's like 1 billion of us.
Bit brown.
Well, that's the thing about Asians, right? When you think of Asians, you go straight to Chinese, right? Like,
In what color? What color do you think of with Asian people?
what color do you think?
I
Karim?
don't know. I'm asking
No,
you
you
the
know.
question.
You know. You're just trying to. You're just trying to get me in trouble.
No, I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble. What color do you think of?
No, I'm not. They know. They know what.
What is it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, what color, Karim?
Jackson's put down the mic, everyone. I do find it interesting.
Well, I'm just interested. As a white person, it's my time to learn.
I find it interesting because it's such a color thing.
Yeah.
And it's like brown would be an Asian show called the Yellow Comedy Night. That's all I'm trying to get at.
Why would they call
Would
it
that be
Why
a
would they
thing?
call it that?
Yeah, why would
I
they?
don't know.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that we're still kind of using colors. I personally find it weird black. Not black.
It's different here, though. In Australia.
I'm a white guy. Come on, Jackson.
It's almost like there's too many jokes.
Just trying to find which one.
Would that be funny though, to have like an Asian showcase and just call it the Yellow Comedy Night?
I bet it's been done, but like someone would have gotten in trouble. Like, on Twitter.
What if a funny white guy
never-
organizes it and books all these comics? He just calls it the Yellow Comedy Night, and it's like his job trying to push that thing.
You know
forward.
how
Yeah,
in
and
the-
it
in-
would get cancelled like straight away. Like that wouldn't have. Yeah.
in the States, there's like black comedy rooms, right? Like you go into a black comedy room and it's just like a bunch of Indian guys.
What?
Oh no, you said brown.
Yeah.
So my joke doesn't even work.
Yeah.
But I'm learning. It's a learning time for me. It's a learning time.
Okay, you're gonna sit back and you're gonna listen.
Yeah.
This time, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna listen, all right, from this point on.
Yeah, he's gonna listen.
I am.
How about we just have like a white comedy night? How about that? Would that be a funny bit? Just be like, because they do have you seen a show in Sydney that's been called like a brown comedy night?
Like called brown comedy?
Yeah,
or is
brown.
It like
or the word brown in it.
I think that it's been done. I'm not too sure.
But you're thinking it's probably been done.
I feel like a lot of these like shows would actually exist, but then someone would like try and out them on Twitter or on Facebook. And then they would
racist.
They would try and do that.
There's
Especially
there's the girls. It's just a female only.
Yeah.
And then what about like a female only and Asian only?
Okay.
Yeah,
there we go. Yellow the girls. Is that what we're trying to get at?
I didn't even. That's amazing.
We're just having conversations, people. We shouldn't be scared of having conversations.
Yeah, this is what free speech looks like.
This is what free speech looks like.
Yeah.
We don't have it in Australia.
It is interesting how intersectional you can get, and it's considered racist without that.
Yes.
And not racist. Sorry, bigoted. Without that, and then when you go too far down that, it also is bigoted.
I know. That's where I find it so strange when they have like these Indian showcases, African showcases.
It was the Asian one. And Riff performed at it.
Yeah.
And he was like...
It's so weird
to
me.
It's
really strange.
Yeah.
It's kind of like saying, we're all different at the end of the day.
But there's a cultural aspect to it. So it is important.
You'll just have like brown people going to that show. And it'll be like, oh yeah, we can all be here. And we don't have to wear deodorant because no one's going to judge us.
No.
Imagine that's what those shows are all about.
All right, this is my last appearance on the show.
So what's the deal with deodorant?
I overdo it on deodorant, man.
You guys don't know me either.
No, I
don't use it.
No, I overdo it on deodorant.
You
just
overdo
from
it?
that stereotype.
Really?
Like, yeah, because you get asked as an Indian guy, why do you smell like curry? Like that's the first two.
Let's get into these conversations.
That's a real brutal one.
You come from the era of non-visual. So we're slowly getting back into that non-visual area where we just have conversations. So there is the stereotype of smelling like curry.
Yeah.
And you're saying that you actually overdo it with deodorant to kind of combat that thing.
Yeah, I have to. Like, I just... Also, it's hygienic to some extent. Depends on how much you use. And depends, But, like, I know. For me, it's just, like, I also like smelling good. I don't like smelling like shit. Like, unless, if I'm out and about.
So you're saying those that don't wear deodorant smell like shit?
Yeah.
Because in all honesty, white people smell weird.
we smell
I've
like
heard of this one, yeah.
a foreign smell.
From all the foreign,
And money
from
and
all the
success
foreign
and-
women they've been hooking up with, they get the luxury, not like only Indians.
It's so funny. I hanging out with Karim one time, our other friend Big, who's Vietnamese. We're talking about stereotypes for white people.
Yeah, so we're doing the white joke compilation or something, and the white stereotypes.
Well, yeah, Karim was saying it's a stereotype. White people don't wash their bodies.
Oh, they don't wash their legs.
I heard it on one of the episodes. Yeah.
I literally don't. Which is so funny.
Wait, what don't you wash again?
He doesn't wash his legs.
I pretty much just wash my armpits.
Well,
yeah, I'm not really like soaping up my body like that.
Well,
do I smell funny?
I don't notice you smelling funny. I also grew up in a white family, so everyone smells a bit funky. Like
from
men,
what though?
Men are meant to.
From what?
Men, they just smell like men. You're not meant to properly bathe yourself unless you're a homosexual. Like you would literally kind of get that. It'll be like, oh
you just threw that in there.
Oh yeah, he's gay. He's
you have to leave.
Himself.
You have to leave pauses for jokes. Otherwise, we're just. Otherwise,
this is a little too free speech podcast.
It's a little bit too free speech.
You have to leave spaces for laughs. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
You can't just say it as a fact and then move on.
No,
kind of makes
look,
it
it's
funnier.
like the George Carlin bit. The only things you need to wash out: armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth. So that's
And he's like the white kind of Gandhi. He's white people's Gandhi. He's You don't like that? I don't.
Gandhi. Is Gandhi a good guy?
Gandhi
you
is Gandhi.
You love Gandhi.
I love Gandhi, man. I've heard.
do like it?
I've heard.
You've heard
lots
the
of shit.
rumors.
I've
You've
heard,
heard
I've
the
heard a lot of shit.
allegations. Yeah.
It's the same thing as Michael Jackson. You do good. You do a lot of good in the world. You know.
Here we
You gotta
go. Here we
separate the
go.
comedy
Here we
from the
go.
art.
You do. I can do that. You know, even to some extent, like I can do that. I'm one of the few, and I got a lot of like people used to like when I told them like I never believed in the Michael Jackson stuff, because I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. Like I'm one of the, like he's like the GOAT in my opinion. So yeah, like at that when the Leaving Neverland documentary came out, like people were like, "Oh, how could you not believe from watching?" The
I don't
fucking
believe
Ford?"
it.
I don't believe it either. I don't believe it.
So this is a thing. Also,
Yeah.
there's a funny joke coming up as well.
Yeah.
You like Gandhi. How do you think he smelt? And should we separate the smell from the man?
Is that a legitimate question?
Literally. How do you think Gandhi smelt?
Well, he was a
And
vegetarian, so definitely, a lot of herbs, I guess.
a lot
I don't
of
know.
herbs.
A lot of herbs.
Yeah.
He was a big
Do you think he used
but he was
deodorant?
also starving, so I don't think he'd smell at all. Like, I
Oh,
don't
we
think
smell really bad. We
Yeah.
smell like he's dying.
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's the...
Oh,
Because I think everyone says that's the classic idea of if you go back in history, like you go to these royal families, these kings and queens, like the banquets they
Yeah.
would have, a person from nowadays would pass out from the smell.
Yeah.
Because of how strong, like, people smelt back then. Without deodorant, without kind of bathing regularly, using soap and stuff like that.
BO just does smell terrible.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's
Like, it would have been normal back in the day. You couldn't have really... Maybe it was just normal to smell that.
I think people back then were a lot stronger. They didn't have like nut allergies like people of
you
today.
would've.
Like, I think they just, if there was like a strong smell, they were like, "Oh, fucking suck it up, smell it."
Yeah, or even it just wouldn't...
They didn't have
even-
helicopter parents going, "Oh, it's okay. You can go away from the smell." Like,
do
You wouldn't even comprehend it.
do primates like apes have a good sense of smell?
Oh.
Because I'm wondering where. I wonder if there's a correlation between our poor sense of smell and the fact
There
that
being no monkeys in India.
What the hell?
I like how he leaves right after that fucking line. I like how he leaves right.
We are gonna wrap in about 10.
Yeah.
It's an interesting the idea of pheromones and everything like that. Maybe you'd make better friends. Maybe you'd have better relationships. Maybe you might just live a better life if everyone kind of wasn't wearing deodorant and you could kind of smell these pheromones.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like chemicals in deodorants that aren't really like it makes you smell good, but like long term, I've heard studies that it could once it seeps into the skin, long term it could have like some bad harmful effects.
It's like I've heard studies from taxi drivers.
No.
I don't know what's wrong. I can't. Okay. I'm going to stop.
Yeah,
That was good.
It's a good joke. Vishaal isn't even laughing anymore. That's why he's just shaking his head at me all the time. I'm just being hateful. I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to,
Is
I'm
this because we
fun.
broke up, Karim? Huh? This is how you retaliate from...
Hit me back with it. Can we hit me back a little bit?
Oh, okay. To be fair,
Yeah, good.
Before we started recording, I was hitting it hard at you.
He
so
was hitting it hard at
You
me.
just...
To
Yeah,
be
this is
fair,
all
before we started recording, I called you the M word.
Before we started recording, Vishaal was doing a monkey impersonation and jumping around the room and saying, "Hey, look, I'm doing you."
This is dark.
No. No.
This is dark, man.
I know, we finally have like faces on it and Vishaal's getting all quiet. Okay, back to the gay jokes.
Yeah.
Imagine if there was a gay monkey. And it's...
Yeah, so...
okay, here we go. Here's a
All
funny
right,
one.
Jackson. Easy to... Please help me.
Oh, yeah, I do
like
have a good one. So when it comes to stereotypes, right? So here's how we know if stereotypes are true. They are consistent throughout different nations.
Here we know how stereotypes are true. You keep on experiencing it in like a week-long period.
Here's how you know stereotypes are true. Every taxi you got in.
Oh, Oh god.
That was good. That was a good joke.
Okay, it was good. All right, it's.
Can we stop laughing? Stop giving us looks. Disapproval, Vishaal.
Wait,
There's like 10 minutes of taxi jokes right there. Taxis aren't even a thing. At least
So
go
I know they are.
with
It's
Uber.
such a funnier word
Yeah.
than Uber.
So,
You know what I mean?
so when I say that, there's different stereotypes. I'm not asking your point of view, but what was the stereotypes for, say, Chinese people? I'm not asking your point of view. I'm just saying, growing up.
Yeah. What were the stereotypes? Listen, we're having a conversation about stereotypes. That's
Hello.
all. A good conversation about stereotypes.
About Chinese people.
Yeah. Say something. We're
They
going to
eat-
clip it.
Oh
Go on.
god.
Let's start
Let's
easy.
say.
What were the stereotypes about
Black
Indian
people.
people?
All right, let's ease into it. All right. Yeah, we smell. We have funny accents. Not good with chicks. That's another one. And yeah.
It's a weird bit. We're like, Jackson's. Ask him to list out stereotypes and just like agree.
Yeah. I'm just every stereotype I'm listening is like, yes.
Okay, no Asian people.
All right.
Funny voices, small penis. Jackson's like, yeah.
Yeah, where'd you guys get your stereotypes from?
Truth.com.
My brain. Yeah, all right, so the stereotypes are funny accent, can't get girls, can all read my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so is there a funny stereotype for white people?
Yeah.
Ah,
This is what we're trying to get at. This is what we did with Big as well. We started getting
is
at
there
this.
funny stereotype for white people?
Loud? Americans are loud?
I can ring off a few. They can't dance. They're not cool. They don't wash their legs. They have sex with dogs. They're very incestuous. They have sex with each other.
Oh, that's the dream.
Oh yeah.
That's the
Wait.
dream.
Have sex with dogs? Where did that come from?
It's always kissing dogs on the mouth.
They love their dogs way too much.
They love their dogs.
They
and
love their dogs
yeah.
way too much.
Women-
Yeah. I don't know if it's a
women-
funny
women-
one, but
yeah.
it's a fact. Like,
Every white woman lets their dog go down on them or cat.
have you seen?
No, they don't.
Yeah. Oh,
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Just run upstairs to my
mean, no, no.
girlfriend, push the cat off the bed.
Mally?
No one does.
Mally!
like
don't-
X-Files, Mally. Mally.
It's a funny stereotype, and I understand the reason it's based in reality is like people let dogs kiss them on the mouth. That's funny and kind of true.
Yeah.
And what else was there?
Can't dance, definitely.
Can't dance, definitely.
Can't dance.
Not cool.
Actually, I got a quick story. So
Yeah.
I went to a club with Big and another friend Joe, who's from the Philippines. There was this group of girls there. They were Asian.
Yeah.
Well, this is years and years ago, dancing at this club, and I was pretty drunk, and one of the girls.
And you start losing. You lose Big and Joe. You're like, where are they? You look into the crowd and you're like, where are they?
Yeah. I'm like,
You're like, I don't even know. There's something funny there.
So Joe can actually really dance. Like he's done dance lessons and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm dancing. The girl comes out and he's like, "Hey, no." He's dancing and everything. I'm like, "Hey, it was good." And then her other friend came over and like asked me, and she's like, "You look like you're having a lot of fun." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am."
Oh.
And she was like, "Do you have any?" I was like, "Any what?" She's like, do you have any like ecstasy?
Oh.
And I was like, as a white person, I'm so bad at dancing that this person thought I was on drugs.
Yeah.
And then we leave, Big Joe and I were joking about it. And Joe says to Big, I bring up the story and we're all laughing about it. Big says to Joe, Joe says to Big, we're both like, "Oh man, you got to give us dancing lessons."
Oh, to
And
Joe, yeah.
Joe's like-
because he's so good at dancing.
Joe's like, "No, you're actually pretty good." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And he goes, "I was talking to Big. You definitely fucking need lessons."
Oh, wow. Wow.
And that's how you get roasted. And that's that was like a wake up. Like, oh my God, like I'm so bad at dancing that everyone I spoke to in this hour period agreed that I was bad at dancing.
And every woman you talked to gave you like pamphlets for clubs on Oxford Street. Like, I think you'd be better suited here.
And I'm like, what? They dance like me there? And she's like, they probably do a lot of things like you there. So stereotypes for white people, Karim listed a few. Did you really have? What is it?
Math.
Oh, math. That's a good one. That's an interesting one.
They love their math.
They do like some good math.
They love,
That's true. Speaking of which, you guys
who has might need to get a little bit of blue. Actually, math isn't even blue. It's just a Breaking Bad thing, isn't it? But anyway, basically, we're trying to break down stereotypes. Because if there's the thing with the whole discrimination and punching down is when there aren't like a list for every single group, there's always going to be an issue.
Yeah.
My goal is to kind of put everyone, until everyone kind of looks like The Rock, and everyone's just kind of like, what is it called? You can't even really pick what they are. I think there's always going to be this issue with the races. And the only way to kind of fix that is to just have something to get back at the people who are winning now, white people.
Yeah.
That seems to be the group that everyone's like, oh no, white people can't be racist because you can't be racist back to them.
White people think being depressed is cool. Young white people are all.
Oh, that's just young people.
Yeah, I think that's a young thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a white thing, and then it became a young thing. Yeah.
Oh, is that cultural appropriation? Being depressed?
No, it's the
like
heroin
it's definitely
culture.
It's like you see some like Korean woman who's depressed, and you're like, she's culturally appropriating.
I think it came
even though
from,
she lived through the Korean War. I'm like, yeah, she's stealing our culture.
I literally think that came from like Hollywood and the idea of I'm the loser. I'm sad. I'm like really skinny, or I'm my body is disproportionate. I look funny. I'm a loser. I'm not smart. I'm not funny, and I'm still. These movies, you watch these comedy movies and stuff, and it's like this loser gets the hottest girl at the end of the day.
Yeah,
and I think people are like, oh yeah, I can embrace being a loser.
Yeah, completely.
And then along with that comes. It just goes further down that rabbit hole. I'm depressed. I'm anxious. I've got da-da-da-da-da. And it's kind of like a subconscious thing. That's my theory anyway.
Yeah, I think it basically started off in the 90s when grunge took over.
I agree. I totally agree.
Because the 80s, like the music from the 80s, apart from like the Smiths and the R.E.M., most of like the rock music, like...
Well, that was 90s too, wasn't it? R.E.M.?
Well, they got bigger in the 90s. They started off, but they were still they were called like college radio big.
But even at that time, like that, you think about the 80s, you think about metal, you think about like it's like I'm a man and my body is sexy.
Yes.
And I'm gonna highlight these feminine features and kind of like there's something about that where it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm a fan of metal. I'm gonna wear these clothes and I'm gonna act tough, even though I looked kind of feminine. I'm still gonna fight and I'm gonna like be feisty. I'm gonna chase women.
That was the
I'm
whole thing with the glam metal.
Like a drag.
Yeah,
a drag.
It was like I'll put on lipstick just to get chicks. That was the whole idea of glam. Like your Poisons, Motley Crue, Doc, like all these bands
dressing like women.
Yeah.
Is there something appealing about that? Do women like that or not?
Yeah, because it was like that. Like what do you call it? Androgynous look, like David Bowie and Prince had. There's a reason why Prince was a hit with the ladies because he was in touch with his feminine side to a certain level. Obviously, like he didn't go like he would wear the makeup and all that. And I feel like I have that in me as well.
You've
like
got that Prince thing. You're in touch with your feminine side.
Yeah, I definitely feel like at least I'm trying to be more in touch with that. That's why I kind of resonated with like David Bowie, Prince, even some of the glam metal stuff. Even though that was a little bit more macho, but yeah,
that's your kind of vibe.
Yeah.
You're the modern day Prince. You look a lot like Prince.
I used to get that.
He looks a lot like Prince.
Yeah. I used to get that. And I'll take that, man. He's a
good looking dude.
He was a genius.
Dude. Yeah, yeah.
What about that? Is it Purple Rain?
Purple Rain, yeah.
And he slaps the shit out of this woman.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
So that's why women used to say you're a lot like Prince, for a very different reason.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun talking to you, man. I kind of want to keep this going a little bit longer.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
I know we haven't had you back for a while. Like we're nice and over.
Yeah. I'm happy
to do a long one.
Let's.
We'll call this the opposite of vicious penis.
There we go.
All
right. Now we're gonna end it.
We just ended it on that. That'd be really funny. Talking about how we're going to keep this going on.
We should end it.
We should end it though, shouldn't we? Is there anything else we could kind of get into? We have like 2.5 minutes before I have to reset the camera again.
Anything we want to get into?
Yeah, or anything you want to kind of let out, because it's been how long since you've been on the pod?
It's been 6 months. Am I?
6 months.
I'm gonna chuck a Waz. We're gonna keep it going.
Yeah.
Woo!
Okay, let's see if you can be back in 2 minutes, and then I'll change. But yeah.
That's what.
Oh, you'll change it up to 6.
That's what Kern said last night.
I'd
be back in 2 minutes.
And
it was 2 seconds.
it was 2 seconds, everyone. 2 minutes of
yeah.
a minute 58 of me crying and saying, "Why are you not a man?" But this is good. Imagine if I just had a solo podcast. This is how it would look.
Yeah.
Actually, we're not recording.
We're not recording?
Yeah, we're just getting a different battery.
Oh,
Did the battery die? Yeah. Oh, dang. We may not have gotten a lot of that. No. Oh, it all comes through. Because I like this idea. It's kind of like we're on Rogan now.
I love it. Yeah.
This is the one-on-one.
Yeah.
This is how we'd be facing each other.
And it's like...
Rogan's not gay.
Oh, there we go. There you got a good one out there then.
And then like
Joe Rogan actually is gay.
Jackson's Jamie and he's like, pull it up. And it's like, no, not your pants, mate. Imagine that's what he meant by pull it up. Jamie just had his pants down the whole time.
Jamie, pull it up. Yeah, you've got your penis exposed.
Yeah, I'm definitely would want to talk for as long as we can, man.
Have we gotten a long one in before? I think we used to get long ones in.
No, we like
we
an hour 10.
Was it like an hour and a half when we used to do it?
No, I haven't done an hour and a half.
You haven't done an hour and a half?
No, I haven't done an hour.
How many episodes have you done?
I've done 3.
Done 3.
Technically 4. We had that one with Lachlan McAllister. That was wild.
Oh my god.
That was wild.
For everyone that is listening, that hasn't been released.
I wish that was released because that was one of the best nights. It was so good. And like Karim was in his car. He looked like he was about to. No. Yeah. He looked like he looked like those guys that does MGTOW rants in his car. Like the men's rights are like women need.
And I was also doing those rants.
Well, he did a rant before he recorded the pod. He wanted to get out of his system, you know.
Dang, that was a dark time. I remember I was in my car.
Yeah. I was in my house and I was just like. I hadn't seen anyone like in person. Like,
when was this? What year? Was this 2020? Was this the first?
It was last year, like the last lockdown when it hit.
Damn,
and
that was only a year ago. It feels like a long time ago.
It's a long time, man.
That was a tough time.
That was a fucked time. You want to get into my thoughts on the CCP?
Oh, yeah. Let's get into it.
I won't talk about Chinese people specifically.
Yeah, we were talking about that a lot back then.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go conspiratorial.
Good. Let's do it. We've been getting raw on this episode. The longer we go, usually the wilder the takes get.
I'm going to go. That's what I want to get out of my chest. Like over the last few.
What is it?
All right.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. The entire show just arrived.
Yeah. Enough of these ramblings from these epics. There's a white man back. We can actually talk now.
Yeah. We can have a civilized conversation with the white guy here. It's gonna keep us civilized. Isn't that the whole idea of colonization? They were civilizing us ethnics that have been around for hundreds and thousands of years, but now we need civilization. Right?
Do you think it was needed at all?
No, I don't think it was needed.
You don't think it was ever needed?
What's his?
Only to learn English. That was the only reason. And to get into good bands as well. Like here's my thing. Like I would when I was growing up, I hated the British, obviously, for what they did to my people.
How do you feel now?
Some of my favorite bands are British.
Yeah, wow.
Led
That's
Zeppelin,
a weird thing.
Queen, the Beatles.
Yeah.
I like the Smiths as well. Like some of my out of my top 10 bands, at least 6, 7, 8 of them are British.
Dang. And
2 American, 1 Australian.
Do you feel a bit weird about British people though? Is there a little bit?
I weirdly have a connection to them. Oh. It's weird. I don't know what it is. It's like. I love soccer or like football.
Football, It's called football.
I love heavy metal.
What soccer is.
Yeah.
I like heavy metal, yeah.
Which, Black Sabbath started in 1970.
Yeah.
Oh, 68, sorry. In
How
Birmingham.
about Blackface Sabbath?
And the song Paranoid. Wait, the song Paranoid is
I'm paranoid they're going to find out this is
how to get rid of the band.
Mate, I'm paranoid. I'm going into this dark
and it's Iron Man, but it's on Robert Downey Jr. as a Don Cheadle character.
Like, I'm paranoid. Can anyone tell I'm actually white?
Yeah. God bless Black Sabbath.
But you feel connected to them. You don't feel any sort of hatred.
I'm actually considering down the track moving to England and staying there.
Really? Whereabouts?
You go to England and you're like, how do you guys like it?
Just full of Indian people, and like, what do you mean?
Tie that in. Well, actually, there's I heard like Russell Peters saying a stand-up special that.
How about Russell Penis?
We are.
Yeah, we are.
Russell Peters had this bit about like how what was it? The largest populations of Indians outside of India is in England.
Yeah.
So yeah. Like it's like I think it's payback. I don't know what it is, but like like you know the funny I heard.
That's literally how it is all over the world. You go to France, it's just like going to Africa.
Yeah,
you may as well be in Africa. There's just African people there.
Yeah, well,
like it's. I'm assuming you go to.
Well,
England.
some of the best for soccer players out of France are,
of course.
You know, Patrick Vieira.
What do you mean out of France? Because France is basically Africa. You don't like this bit. He doesn't like this bit, but it's. Anyway, what were you going on about?
I fucking don't remember.
I love them saying.
Karim just tries to get his point in, and he just
I get my point in. I steamroll over things. And
Terry Crews of Sydney, the steamroller.
I'm the steamroller.
Why'd you go with Terry Crews with Sydney? Why did you keep calling yourself the Terry Crews?
I didn't even give myself that name. Was it Big?
Yeah, no, I think I started calling
you.
Or maybe Big and I were riffing.
You and Big.
Did you start calling him when he grabbed his nuts and he was like he couldn't fight back?
You're the Terry Crews of Sydney, aren't you? You're not going to do anything about it.
I mean,
like
I'm Terry Crews of Sydney. I have a porn addiction. I'm a conservative.
Just like the balls it took. Like I don't agree. Like fuck that guy. But like the balls it took to go up to Terry Crews, who's like 6'2", jacked, and grab his dick and next to his wife. Like I'm surprised he didn't get his head kicked in that night. Like obviously he was a Hollywood producer and all that, but just imagine like. Can you imagine like he was like playing like Lose Yourself just to hype himself up before he went up there?
I think Terry Crews is a nice guy though. I don't think he's pretty passive.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the kind of guy, and that's I think the me thing. Like I look a certain way, but I'm actually very much like Terry Crews. I'm very passive.
Yeah,
I'm very gentle.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you're
my words may not be gentle.
Not last. Yeah. Last night it was different.
Last night it was a bit. I'm not gentle in the bedroom by any stretch of the imagination. Then they call me the.
Is your boyfriend?
That's his name, Gentle. Gentle.
But you wanted to talk about the CCP. Yeah.
Yes, I did. This is one of my theories.
Get off your chest.
Yeah.
Central China Pacific Agreement. I was close though, wasn't I?
That's good.
Yeah.
What is it?
Chinese Communist Party. That's the CCP.
Chinese Children's. I don't even want to say that. That's not even...
Pussy.
I know. It's not even... It's kind of creepy, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well...
Penis Appreciation Club.
CCPP. CCPP.
So anyway. What's the deal with the CCP?
Well, this is a theory. I don't know if I still... Like, I still believe... Russia invaded Ukraine, right? I feel like that was... I think Xi Jinping had something to do with it. I feel like he taunted or like called Putin a bitch for not going after Ukraine because he's.
How would he sound saying that?
Yeah, how would he sound? Go on.
I'm not.
No, really, do it.
I'm terrible at accents. I can't.
How would he sound?
I really can't do it.
Attempt.
No. I can't. I can't. I really can't do it.
Do we want to hear Vishaal attempt a Chinese accent?
Look, already talking about this. I'm not.
So you think the CCP has influenced?
Yeah, Putin to try because people were looking into like especially with the Wuhan lab leak, like when the lab leak theory came out because Trump said it, they were like, oh, we're discrediting it, didn't come out of a lab, all that blah blah blah. And
what about you're working in the Wuhan lab now and you got to go to the bathroom and it's like, yeah, I'm going to take a Wuhan lab leak right now, fellas, I'll be back. Do you think there's like a scientist or someone that said that? That's very funny. I've got a Wuhan lab leak right now at this bathroom, in the disabled bathroom. Kind of a little bit more room to kind of move around.
And that's how the virus got out. It's just Karim just opened the wrong door. And it just, he thought it was the bathroom, but it was the door. It was the exit, and it just like, all right, Karim caused the pandemic.
I'm just using the disabled bathrooms, and everyone's like, why would anyone use the disabled bathrooms? That's why we had it in there. Because of course you're just going to use the male or the female. Also because there are only two genders. Until there are more than two bathrooms, there are always going to be two genders. There's always going to be two genders.
That's the basis for it.
Back to what you were saying.
Back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
The steamroller, everyone.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. Like, there was a time when, like the CCP were trying to have control of not just what in their own country, what people were saying about them and, the freedoms, all that, but also how, like, people from outside of China would, like the Top Gun movie, for example. Like, they had, like, Tom Cruise had the Taiwan
How about Top Gun, and then Tom Cruise is just like a homosexual top? I've never seen the movie. It's like a pilot and he just has sex with men. That's just like a B.
Imagine that was like, it's a pilot. I'm going to have sex with men. It start off as a pilot.
Yeah.
And then we'll see if this picks up, after season 2, after season 1.
What about
Pilot.
two bottoms, like scissoring? Do you think anyone's ever tried to do that? They must have. That's the problem with 7 billion people. Someone must have tried to do that.
All right, anyone
and their names are Karim and Vishaal.
Ass to ass.
Imagine scissoring with two asses.
That's just so funny. What a funny kind of idea that is.
Well, imagine like someone has like a bad stomach and they just fart. It's just like, that was.
Imagine it's like you're gay and your boyfriend, you're just scissoring, and some other guy walks in and he's like, "Hey fellas, there's a way around this." And he just kind of like he turns one of them around. He's like, "Yeah, like that, just like normal couples would."
Yeah.
So, we didn't even think that was an option.
We didn't think it was normal.
Yeah. Just as long as you're not tying anyone up.
Man.
Woo!
Yeah. All right, so
okay, back to the CCP.
They're controlling Tom Cruise.
Well, they were at one point. Like
the CCP were.
Yeah, they were like in the sense like when they had that his jacket had like the Taiwan patch on the back, and you know how touchy they are with Taiwan, right? So they were like, "Oh, we can't have the movie play until you get rid of the patch." And then when the movie came out, Tom Cruise had the patch. Yeah. So
they haven't played the movie.
I'm not too sure if they have in China, but that was also a thing though. It's like the Chinese market was considered the biggest market. That's why a lot of Hollywood movies or like even NBA players would like try and not piss off the CCP by talking about like Taiwan or Hong Kong, or if they said anything about Xi Jinping. Like South Park got in trouble because they depicted Xi Jinping, the leader of the CCP, as Winnie the Pooh.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they had like the best apology. It was like a non-apology. It was like our glorious leader Xi Jinping and all that. Yeah, he's a psycho and But that's the thing though. Like very few people are willing to talk about how crazy Xi Jinping is. But yeah, obviously Putin's a nut job. But for the last few months, it's just been Putin this, Putin that, and it's like, I was like, that's just my theory.
You're basically like, how about we talk about China a little bit more? Enough of Putin. How about we start talking about China?
No, definitely. Like they had a fucking lockdown. Like what? Just recently.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
And it literally fucked our economy. There's a reason why shit's like expensive now. It's because of oil prices is because of Russia, but how everything's made out of China and we're just getting ships in and all that from Yeah, that's how our economy is fucked now because they went into like a 3-month lockdown because of like because they were the first ones to come up with the whole idea of lockdown when COVID got big. And they're like, oh, this is going to work. And it's like, no, it hasn't worked. Lockdowns don't work anymore. Vaccinations work.
What about they're trying to have a lockdown and then everyone keeps on getting out guitars? It's like, no, we're having a rockdown. Put the guitars away. We're having a rockdown right now. So yeah, we're getting out our guitars. No, we're having a rockdown.
I was thinking
A rock down, everyone.
No, I like it. Like
that's good.
No, that's the thing. I go on all this like conspiratorial shit, and then Kareem kind of reels us back with some racist shit. I like this. I like how this is going. Right.
It's like a superpower. Like any conspiracy you have, I'm going to
make it racist.
Make it racist.
Yeah.
Basically, no matter what you say, we're gonna kind of make it a bit racist.
Yeah. But that's the whole thing about like the CCP. Like they've had like this control and this like, like not just in their own country, but like throughout the world for a long time. And then when COVID hit, you know, they were suppressing all of this information about like where it came from, especially with the Wuhan lab leak. Like I was fucking fuming when like the media at one point was like, nah, this is not true. This is, you know, 'cause Trump said it's fake news and all that. And it's like, no, I feel like this definitely would have come out of a lab. Like, you know, they would have had their wet markets for like hundreds and thousands of. It's
just
not like
go to
the
the wet
first one.
markets, just a whole bunch of women who just like, yeah.
I was trying to get there before. I just couldn't
There we go.
piece it together.
Yeah,
I was gonna say what
Women who are ready to be penetrated.
because what I was trying to do is like wet market, and then what could they sell there to make women wet? And I'm like, I've never experienced anything like that in my life. What do they sell there? My best friend Craig.
And you're like haggling. You're like trying to get a good deal. Craig gets me wet.
What do they sell there?
That's good.
I'll do 5 for Craig, all right? If you I imagine returning Craig and like he didn't get me wet at all. This is like we have a no return policy. Yeah.
So anyway, back into these wet markets thing. Back into this conspiracy theory.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. It's just like, you know, at least now like people are starting to see how like fucked the CCP regime is. It's very.
Are they though? I never hear about it in the media. It's not even a joke. I actually don't hear about it.
There's a reason why you don't hear it.
Yeah.
Because they're deep in their pockets. Like, you know, the media, like I think, was it one episode? I did say it's not so much what they tell you, it's what they don't tell you. Like if they're trying to say it's not true, there's some truth into that. Like you're not gonna if it's something is true and you don't want people to know, you know, you're gonna try and make sure like not many people would know about it. Or
Here we go. What's going on exactly, and how's it going to affect us?
Like with what? Like with
the CCP, what they're doing.
Well, you did notice like with COVID, like the measures with like tracking our phones, like putting your name, like all that, like, you know, signing up, you know, to try and trace people, like they're doing that like that fucking surveillance creepy shit, you know, the social credit system, you know.
Have you asked Alan about this?
That's very true. I didn't.
No, Alan's cool. I love Alan. Shout out to Alan Fang.
Shout out to Alan.
One of my favorite people on the planet.
I love.
That's the thing, though. Like that's the thing. That's what they try and get you at. It's like you talk about it. Like,
you hate the CCP? What about Alan? He's just like, that's Alan.
No, it's just like
sidekick. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm wacky.
Look, a lot of this shit's gonna get me in trouble anyways in a few years' time. But
yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, I'm not talking about Chinese people. Like, I'm talking about the government. Like, and it's,
I'm talking about.
We're talking about.
I love all.
I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about. Bro, Chris Rock already did this bit.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing though. Like you know, I'm not talking about like again like the government doesn't reflect all of the people. We like to think that they do, but they don't. Like the Xi Jinping is apparently president for life. Like Putin. Putin's been like president for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
It's like dictatorship, right? It's not free. You know, we had an election, you know, recently.
But to be fair, they're doing well, and we're worried. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe that works. Maybe because America's the superpower in the Western world. Maybe we just need Biden to be president for the next
forever.
50 years.
Yeah.
But the way things are, I wouldn't be surprised if he lives to like 100. Like he's lived past,
falling off the bike.
Let's talk about Biden falling off the bike. They're really looking for anything on this poor man.
He looks like an asshole. He does. He looks like a fucking asshole. He fell off a fucking bike, dude. You can't do that. And all the clips that I've seen, it cuts just before he hits the ground.
It does, yeah. Because he hit the
It's
ground and like
sad.
screamed the N-word. And everyone's like, yes, Mr. President, we cannot have any of that.
No.
You seem too much like Jackson.
He's actually said the N-word a bunch of times. Like,
Well, I
hundreds
guess
of-
Jackson.
Damn, I
must be
hope
joking.
he is president for the next 50 years.
can you imagine like Obama's like, oh, you're gonna be my vice president, and he's like, you know, yeah, it's like, hope you don't find those tapes of me saying at the end.
Just there together, Biden's like, let's just say I'm the real president. We've got this guy.
Oh,
here.
imagine he's like, oh yeah, now I'm Obama's vice president. Now I can say it. I'm like, no, you still can't say, Mr. Biden. I don't care how old you are, but yeah, like, look, it's not just the Chinese government. Even the U.S. government has some like any government. I'm just not a, I just don't trust a lot of.
You're not a fan of the government. What about the Australian government? What's your experience with us?
Well, the last few years have been shit, but now, with Albanese in power, it's still new, so I don't know.
How about Albert getting on his kneesy to fillet a man? There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
What about that, Vishaal?
How about that one? How about that one?
Yeah, what about
So
that?
now
How about you put that in your pipe and smoke it? Mate, imagine the first person to say that. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it.
What does that even
It's
mean?
so good.
But what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, who fucking came up with that? Put it in your pipe and smoke it.
Because everyone was like smoking pipes, and it's just such.
Or
a
is it a
good-
metaphor
And it could be.
for
It could be.
for Friday nights?
But
at
you wouldn't
Oxford
put.
Street?
How would you put something in
Nah,
a
I'm just
pipe? Yeah. How would you put something in a penis? That doesn't really make sense.
I put something in your penis. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Put that in your penis and suck it. That doesn't make sense. But that really doesn't make sense.
Yeah, yeah, Karim. You know that's not true.
I know. There's always
Deep
a
down,
way.
you know.
There's always a way.
Deep down, you have personal experience.
Sounding was a big
with
was a big
smoke.
topic on the last episode.
Have you ever watched gay porn?
You know what's funny? I didn't intend
You know
to
what's
watch.
funny?
No,
That's a
no,
good
no.
start to yes.
No, I
everyone.
didn't intend to watch gay porn. I think I was trying to download a movie off of FrostWire.
Yeah.
It was like similar to LimeWire, where you could just download torrents. And I thought it was gonna be a movie, and then I looked at the clip. Before I started to play it, was like 20 minutes, and I pressed play, and it's just like two shirtless men running around in the field, and it got really gay straight after that.
And
I'm
then
like,
19 minutes and 59 seconds go by, and you're like, "Oh, that may have been gay porn."
yeah. No, I knew really. I was like, okay, I got fucked. Like I got
After
fucked.
19
Because you had a
minutes-
boner.
After 19 minutes, 59 seconds, and ejaculate all over your chest and stomach, you were like, "That may have been gay porn."
Imagine that's how you found out. Oh, that was gay porn.
Oh, that was gay porn.
That was gay porn. But you're a teenager. You jerk off to anything. Like you'd come to anything. Like if you were a teen.
So it came up, and then you. How old are you?
I was like 16, I think, at the time. Like this was like back when I'm 30 now. I just turned 30 this year.
Wow.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday! When was your birthday?
May 27th.
Yeah, we
Oh,
saw you
wow.
around then, I think.
Did we? No, you would have been
No,
in Brisbane.
I was in Sydney.
Oh, you were in
Yeah,
Sydney?
yeah.
Dang, 30.
I'm
This-
fucking 30, man.
30.
Yeah.
How's it
Did
feel?
you have a party?
Not really. I just well, yeah. I mean, I hung out with like
A whole bunch of
couple
Indian girls like threw a huge extravaganza for me, but yeah, I didn't really.
Yeah, and then I went straight to Oxford Street, and
Then
that's
you
where the
went
real
straight- that's
party
where the
began.
really hello.
Yeah, no, I didn't really. I just hung out with. I just went to Harris Park and ate some food, and just hung out with a couple of friends, comics friends as well. Yeah,
Who?
so.
Oh, well, thanks for the
Suraj.
invite.
No, thanks for the invite. we legitimately feel kind of bad. I was like, I wish.
Vishal's like, I said comic friends.
Nah. I mean, look, it was my 30th. I didn't know what to do. Like they kind of planned it for me. So yeah, it was.
Gosh, 30th. Does it feel different? Do you feel sore?
I actually, I'm gonna throw some material out there. I
Here we
wrote
go.
this bit
Yeah, let's do
about like when I was 30. When I turned 30, I didn't think back like turning 30 would be I'd be broke, unemployed, and sucking dick for petrol. Like
Is that true?
No, it's not at all true. Not at all. It
Yeah.
could be. I don't know. Like especially nowadays with because that's the thing. Like when I turned 30, I didn't have a job. I got a job now, but like at the time I didn't have a job.
Would you fillet a guy for a full tank? One suck? Would you
Dude.
give a guy a lick for a full tank?
Not
you know
a-
when you're driving around on empty, you're just like, I don't want to put fucking $120 in the car.
literally.
Wouldn't it be nice just being able to Stop and just blow a guy.
Yeah. If he filled it up and I didn't have to get out of the car.
Dude, I think that's what's happening now. It's not
yeah.
even a thing. Like, people, would suck dick for crack and, like, meth and shit. Like, people are now sucking dick for,
For a full tank.
For a full tank.
Yeah.
A discount on lettuce. Like, like, that's... price of everything has gone up, and it's because of, from...
horny man is going to be the future.
Answer.
Yeah, what is
I've
it?
got the
Yeah.
answer. We need to get people with we need to get sickos.
Yes.
These kinds of people, and we need to
Yes.
let them run all the businesses. And we need to move away from fiat currency, and we need to
Yes.
start using
Sexual
kinks.
favors. Yeah.
Let me.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Let me.
Yeah.
Let me. I want. I
literally
really want to. I really want a
billionaires.
banana smoothie right
Yeah.
now, and a burger.
How much do you really want it?
Yeah.
Oh, you
And then I just expose myself.
They set the price.
I expose myself, and they say like rub ketchup all over your face, and I just do it, and then my meal comes out.
Dang. What if
Yeah.
it's just purely sexual?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I'm at Woolworths, again, run by these billionaires.
Women would
Yeah.
run the world.
Oh my god. Oh, would they?
Oh, yeah, they would.
Or were
yeah.
all the billionaires attracted to kids?
Yeah. Oh, now or then? There we go. There's a highbrow
Now.
joke for you.
Wait, so, like, if women were billionaires, like, if they were the majority of billionaires, would they be pedophiles? Is that
I think
what
the
No,
majority
women- no,
of
women
the majority
wouldn't.
of
Women
billionaires
no,
right now
you know
are
what? They'd be
pedophiles.
sneaky. They wouldn't be... You wouldn't know about it until, like, 400 years.
Oh, if women were pedophiles.
yeah. Because
Women aren't pedophiles.
They aren't.
They're
They're just
No,
lonely.
there are some women
Nah,
pedophiles.
they're
Yeah?
lonely.
There's,
There's not
the
one.
hot chick that fucks her high
She's
school.
lonely. She's lonely. She's not a pedophile.
She's definitely a pedophile.
She's lonely.
I
I
agree
don't-
with that.
Yeah.
She's lonely?
She's lonely.
She's lonely,
And she
she's
can't
not a
communicate
pedophile.
with
Yeah.
adult
But,
men.
like,
She
it-
probably has some
Look, it's
development.
not
Not
like,
a pedophile.
no offense to her, but she's not like none of these, like, you hear these stories of like high school like teachers having sex with their students. None of them look like Hannah Gadsby, right? God bless her. But none of them look like they're, I said that word. None of them look like,
Wait, what did he say?
cut that.
I actually didn't hear
None of
that.
them look
I
like-
legitimately didn't hear that.
No,
You said
I'm-
Hannah
No one
Gadsby,
did,
then you
no,
said
no.
something.
No, please cut that, Jackson, if you can.
I did
No.
not.
No. You're not having this job forever. No, but like,
Yeah.
I didn't say the whole word. Anyways, but like, they all look attractive. They all look like fucking Victoria's Secret models, and they're
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
they could get any man, but
No,
they're going
they're
after
lonely.
a
They're
13-year-old
not
boy.
pedophiles. They're not pedophiles. They're lonely kind of women who were probably treated really poorly by men. And they're like, oh, finally a 15-year-old who isn't going to kind of
They're not diddling
take advantage of
children.
me. Yeah. It's funny. I don't actually think there
not.
are any female pedophiles.
There was
I'm sure
that
there
one. She was Malika Leifer, I think. She was one. Like she was like abusing young girls at an all-girls school. Malika Leifer, I think that was her name. Yeah, she's one. There's also.
Isn't that funny? Like, I literally have kind of a mental block where it's kind of like, I understand men are so fucked up. Maybe that's because I am a man.
Yeah.
And then I find it hard to rationalize.
Maybe because I am a man. Maybe because I am a pedophile.
Yeah, when it comes to being a woman.
Yeah.
I don't
No, but
see that because they're caregivers and natural. They're builders. They're not
Yeah,
destructors.
They
Yeah,
don't need to be. It's the whole same idea. There are no male prostitutes for women because they don't need it. There's no women out there that actually would need to go pay a man to have sex.
You'd be surprised. There
No,
are.
it just
Yeah,
doesn't exist.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't exist.
It's the Gigolo show. Go watch it. It's on. I'm not sure if it's still on Stan, but yeah, there was a show where women would pay prostitutes in Las Vegas to have sex with them. And
Well,
they
they're
were-
professionals. That's the argument. I want to have sex with a professional. Someone.
Yeah. It's not in the same way that men would, and it's kind of like this devious act that we just need to do.
No, I think like women, like when you say men are fucked up, we tend to show it, in whether we like it or not. Women are a little bit more subtle.
they're subtle, but they're kind
very
of
subtle. So they're very You don't know until like a while.
If you look at even
You're never surprised. It's always kind of like, oh yeah, I guess you can kind of be into that. Men, you're surprised. You're like, dang,
What do you mean surprised? Like
surprised at the things they get up to.
yeah.
The men are just more creepy. Because women
Yeah,
always
you're like-
say,
damn, that's fucked up.
yeah.
I've never really, in my personal anecdotal real life experience, I've never seen that kind of go down and gone, damn, that woman is acting crazy.
They are. There's some crazy women out there. Some
Yeah?
really. Yeah.
Do you
just have to. Who is that lady? I mean, there are more male serial killers than female serial killers, but there was one that stood out, which was Eileen Wuornos. She killed like a bunch of dudes. Like
she killed a whole bunch of cereal. I was not gonna get off my back. Ayo. I'm killing all this cereal. You got some rice bubbles coming up? He's never home. I'm a serial killer, everyone.
How long is it gonna go for?
We're literally coming up to 2 hours, which is crazy.
No, I'm just talking about that bit, not the whole podcast.
How about some Cocoa Pops? He doesn't care about me. I'm a serial killer, everyone.
So do you think that men and women are on an equal level in terms of devious or evilness?
I won't say equal level. I just think that they show it in different ways. Like men are a lot more overt. Women are a lot more like behind, like closed, like like they're sneaky. Like if you heard like the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing.
Yeah.
Like Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't know how you fucking pronounce it, but yeah.
How about Jeffrey Hepatitis Steen? Jeffrey C.
What about Jeffrey Pepsi?
Jeffrey Pepsi.
And he has sex with children.
All from Pepsi commercials. Nah, that's fine.
Okay.
No,
Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner, like the Pepsi commercial, comes up and gives Jeffrey Epstein a Pepsi.
Oh my!
And he goes, that's not what I want.
Yeah.
She's
That's
like,
really good. That's very.
Yeah.
That is something there.
how old are you? And she's like 18. Get the fuck out of here. She's like, I don't want this Pepsi.
Would you agree with Vishaal that they're as devious as each other, but express it in different ways?
It's just not true. It's just not true. Women don't need to be devious, or they.
It's not like they need to be. It's just more of like what type of woman, like what her background is, right? If a woman has had like abuse her whole life, she's gonna come out fucked up. Like
She is,
she's gonna act out on it.
That's a very good point. That might be it. Like bullies get bullied.
Yeah.
Or bullies have been bullied. And that's why they are bullies.
Yeah.
And there's really something about, like, I feel like we really treasure women in a certain way, where it's like, men are dumb. They're going to hit them. You let them learn by letting them run into a wall 10 times. And then it's like, all right, on the 11th time, they try to run into the wall and they're like, oh no, this is going to hurt me. They learn like that. Whereas women are babied.
We'll keep running into the wall forever. Everyone. That's what Jackson's trying to get at.
They're going to... it's just a different way we treat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like... They don't necessarily experience that harshness. And maybe men repress it and then it comes back out. Like they're going to bully.
Yeah.
In this metaphor.
Yeah.
They're going to bully like that. And it's like the woman, she hasn't been bullied. Or in a very devious kind of different way.
Yeah, a lot of that like being like repressing, like men are really good at that, whereas women aren't as good repressing their emotions and feelings. They have to let it out. Whereas
they're going to start crying.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. I feel like a lot of that repression, especially early on as men, that serves a purpose for like you're fighting in the military, working in a construction site, working in the mines, like doing something that's really dangerous. Where
Having
you don't
stable emotions, making sense, being logical.
I'll show those Vietnamese who has a small penis. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Some guy who got bullied about having a small penis.
I actually really like that, like making a joke, like, what? And you're like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's some kind of level of that, like just the way you treat them is kind of like men have this kind of fuck the world attitude at the extremes.
Yeah, they're a bit psychotic.
I'm gonna let shit burn.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it all down with me. I'm gonna go to this kid's preschool.
I've never met.
I'm gonna be remembered.
I've literally never met or had a conversation with one woman who is like, let it burn.
Yeah, very true. Every single man kind of would want to let it burn.
Yeah, I've had like.
Oh, you have? What? What's the background here?
I don't want to go too much into it, but let's just say it's not just one specific woman, but I've heard like women not say like, oh, I'm gonna burn shit down, but like just have that, like it scared the shit out of me. Like there's some women that have like these dark thoughts and ideas and like how they express it. Like it's just like, oh, it scares the crap out of me as a guy. You just don't expect that. Like it doesn't matter. Like your sure, genetics plays a part in it, but how you were raised and how your childhood experience, like that all shapes on how you view the world later on. And if you lucky enough, if you get therapy or some form of like psychological help, you're gonna keep carrying that shit down throughout later on in your life. Like that's why therapy. I like how therapy is sort of viewed as now it's this like trendy thing. Oh, I'm going to see my therapist. I'm going to talk to him for like an hour or so. Like no, like therapy is supposed to like just understand why you think the way you think, and then like go from there. And then like how do I not think that the thoughts I had before that were fucking me over? How do I move on from that? A lot of people can't move on,
So you have met these women that it's because of things that's happened in their past.
Yeah. And whether it has happened like on a really fucked up level or maybe on a surface level, I'm not too sure because I'm not.
And they're like, if my parents make me get arranged marriage, I'm literally going to murder every single taxi driver in Sydney. It's kind of funny.
I like how that's her first thing. I'm gonna marry I'm gonna kill the taxi drivers. We're going to try to get more female taxi drivers.
I know. It was a lot funnier in my head, and I was trying to kind of do this.
No, but it's just, I feel like that's the thing. Like, even like stand-up as well. Like, a lot of people go into stand-up thinking that it's going to be... There's a difference between therapeutic and therapy. Therapeutic is like, eating a nice meal. Like, it feels good in the moment, but it's on... Therapy is like a long-term process of, trying to uncover your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions and all that sort of stuff.
Have you been to therapy personally?
Yeah.
Right.
Currently or not?
I did like years ago. I'm planning to go back into it again.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like the lockdown kind of fucked me over mentally in a lot of ways. Man, so I was talking to my sister about it.
Your sister's like...
Oh, God, I should have brought it up. No.
I wasn't even going to do that. I was going to, Vish, maybe some therapy. You've just been talking 2 hours about the Chinese Communist Party. Maybe it might be good to talk to someone.
Actually, maybe this podcast is my therapy session.
Vish is like, oh yeah, I'll do that. And then leaves and comes on a podcast like, yeah, women are evil.
No, I love women. I love everyone. And this might be my therapy session. I feel like this is a good... Yeah, it's great.
It really is. I find conversations, long-form conversations can be extremely therapeutic.
Yeah.
Even like the act of comedy, getting these dark, horrible things off your chest.
Yeah. So long as you know that they're jokes and you kind of have to work on the real shit. Whereas a lot of comics think that's it's like my therapy. I can just talk and it's like, no, dude, really go see a fucking therapist.
I don't know. I would even say like sometimes that can be enough. I've had some
It depends if it's funny or not. Like, if a lot of it doesn't land. Like, trust me, they just go and ramble on about like being abused as a child and shit. Or, like,
dang, really?
Like, it's a comedy night. Let's remember if you can try and make it funny. Like a lot of people have this like Richard Pryor thinking of comedy, which is like all the fucked up experiences. But that's the difference with Richard Pryor and most of these comedians that are out there today. He made him funny. He made that shit funny. Like he had like the worst background out of anyone that we know doing stand-up. Like, he grew up in a brothel. His mom was a prostitute. Dad was a pimp. Grandmother ran the brothel. So he grew up as a child. Like he was exposed to like that shit at a young age. Yeah. And you wonder why he tried to light himself on fire by doing crack. You know what I mean? Like, but he's one of the greatest comedians that ever lived. So God bless Richard Pryor. Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? You know what I mean? Turning so much pain into an art form.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the same with Seinfeld?
No, Seinfeld's... That guy's not lived a
I thought he was born in a brothel as well.
No, not what? Seinfeld.
I thought.
Seinfeld.
I thought so.
Seinfeld.
He was adopted.
No.
I think he was adopted.
He might have been, but he was
he had something surprisingly strange happen in his youth. Very surprising. Like, you think he's kind of this perfect guy.
I always thought
there's something weird that happened. I remember watching some documentary.
What about Jerry just being like... Yeah, and in my youth, they cut off the tip of my penis.
Oh, that's very
What's
nice.
the deal with that?
Very nice.
Have you ever noticed my dick has no foreskin?
That's very
Have
nice.
you
That
ever
was his
noticed
traumatic-
My penis has no foreskin in it, and it looks really nice.
Uh,
It looks really nice. It's way better to take care of, and everyone
Yeah.
prefers that over the other.
What are we working with? What are we working with over here? Cut, uncut.
I'm not cut, man.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Do you wish you were cut? Or
No,
don't?
not at all.
You don't?
No.
Is it? How's it? How?
I
is
don't
it?
know what it would be like cut. Like I like my penis is the way it is.
I forget. What are we talking about on your end?
Chopped.
You chopped, yeah.
Chopped?
Chopped TV, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Chopped team chopped. Interesting.
Like why would you guys get chopped? Like you guys aren't Jewish.
Oh,
No
wow.
Christian. It's
I'm Muslim,
yeah.
so.
Christians do.
Oh,
it.
I know you're a Muslim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hindus we keep our foreskins.
Oh, you keep them.
Yeah, we keep them. Like God intended.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my family kept mine as well. I'm gonna make a wedding ring out of it one day.
I was gonna say just having it as a ring would be kind of cool. It would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Be
Like
very-
what? Are you gonna give it to your missus or like that ring, that foreskin ring? Are you
And
gonna?
she's like, I can't see anything. I actually can't see anything.
You promised me 12 carats,
I literally
not
think-
12 millimeters.
I literally think
foreskin.
my mum kept it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Why? Was she kind of against it or something like that? That would be the only reason.
No.
She kept
No.
it.
I think she did.
That's
don't
kind
don't
of weird.
quote
I
me on
don't
that.
think she did.
I'll find out and I'll bring it up on next week.
Imagine that's the
If
first
you
thing you
bring
break
it,
up
if
before.
you bring it on in a jar, that would be a good bit.
I might actually.
Yeah.
If I
Find
can
out.
if I can
If you can actually bring your foreskin
if I
in.
find out that we've got it and I can bring it up, I'll do that for sure.
White people are pretty weird.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, my mum was black.
So why you think you can say the N word, huh?
There we go. That's why I have it.
No, I say it because it feels good.
Oh man.
Oh man, it's good. We're getting to the scary hours here. We've hit over the 2-hour mark.
Fuck yeah! You
Yeah,
did
this
that
is
with
gonna be-
Riv. I like the 2 hour one.
I
you did,
know.
Riv.
Sometimes
Do you like
it
the
is.
two-part?
Yeah.
This is going to be a two-parter, I think.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's another 2-hour with Riv today, which is good.
All right, that's.
You know what's so good for the listeners, or even for us to know moving forward? The first episode is good. The second hour is fire.
Yes.
Yeah. We start
I
getting a
love
little
the
bit
second
loose.
hour. Yeah, this is. I fucking love this podcast. I don't know if you guys
Oh.
know, but
Oh.
I love your podcast. I
dang.
think
Thanks, man.
I'll
Means
I'll
a
be
lot.
like we'll get to the roasting later.
Yeah.
No, but like I feel like this pod. I feel like when the first time I heard this pod, I think it was like Adam and Riv were on.
Yeah.
And I was like fucking blown away by the things that you were saying on the pod. Like I just was like I felt like free. You know what I mean? Like that there are people out there that would say like and joke about anything.
Yeah.
Because I for the longest time, especially doing comedy for a while, and you do it in Sydney and all that, you feel like, oh, you can't say this, you can't say that. But you guys, fuck it, this is one of the best podcasts.
Oh.
It's my top 3. Joe Rogan, Friendly Jordy's podcast, and you guys.
Yeah,
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of ruined it that we're below Friendly Geordies. I don't like that.
Yeah, we've kind of got podcast beef. with
We
Yeah.
do.
Geordies
We
at
think
the
he's a
moment.
homosexual.
No, I heard that one. Tim's
did?
one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did. You are a fan. I like it. It's
I
it's,
love.
it's,
No,
it's really.
really.
It's really. Yeah.
I'm more like I'm the biggest fanboy of your podcast. I fucking. That's it. I feel like when I heard your podcast, it just it makes my day. Fucking. It just
Oh.
The
Yeah,
fact.
you
Oh.
really-
No, I don't. Like I feel like people need to be friendly, or like not friendly, but like supportive.
They need
Especially
to be
when it comes to stuff
Geordies.
that was
That was
good.
just really good. I don't know.
That yeah.
That one just really got me.
That's why I love the pod. It's just out of nowhere,
really got me.
and that's also the thing. I feel like the podcast is, like I'm a guy that likes to write and then try it out on stage and see. Whereas doing this pod, you have to fucking like try and come up with shit and like just Like it's great. I fucking love it, man.
Thanks so much, bro. We love you too, bro. It's great. Fucking yeah.
I love you guys.
We do love you, man.
I love you. Gay and straight, all kind of ways, man. I fucking.
Well, we love you.
We should wrap it.
Yeah.
We should wrap it.
That. Yeah.
I think we probably will split this into 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or work out something. We might do
figure
a double release in a week or something like that. But Vishy, thank you so much for coming on, bro.
I like how you ended on that, like the love part.
Oh, yeah. And we honestly bring it right back. Even when Jackson said the boy Vishy's coming on, it literally made my day.
It's great, man.
I was like, I can't wait.
Yeah. You guys are like one of the best things happened in the scene like last few years. Yes, man. I'm not.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop. Seriously, bro. I do love it. And I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's so kind of you to say.
Because Jackson does get a big head. And if it gets
from my boyfriend.
Hello. And if he gets any bigger a head, his penis looks smaller.
I like how we're circling it back from love to making fun of everyone's penises. Yeah, it's
everyone's penises.
All right, yeah. Thanks for having me on. Like when you messaged me this morning, I was like, "Fuck, I'm doing it. I don't care like what's gonna." Yeah, I was like, "I'm fucking doing it."
I wasn't looking forward to today. I didn't know who we were gonna get. We could have gotten like.
Next minute was Vishaal,
and I was literally like, yes.
Oh no, I was with him last night, and
I was having sex
very
with him
awkward.
last night. It's gonna be very awkward doing.
Imagine doing that, like getting someone, like you fucked someone, had a one night stand, and then getting them on a podcast.
I think that is a podcast.
That would be fucking.
That's a bunch of podcasts that do that. It's almost like that's the next level of bringing a stripper into the studio. So many podcasts have that thing where it's like having sex with a guy. I think there's 2 I've heard of that do that specifically.
Really?
Yeah. There's a female-run show where they have, maybe it's a couple, and they have like a threesome with the girl, then they interview her afterwards.
Yeah.
I think there's like.
Is that Fresh and Fit, or is it something else?
Oh, I don't even know. I know Fresh and Fit.
Fresh and Fit, they go wild. They say some wild stuff. Yeah. And they get like all these hot chicks, and it's like, oh,
yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's kind of trashy though. It's like shit you'd like when you're like 14.
I know. Yeah.
It's like shit you like when you're 14, but yeah.
Jackson wants to end this podcast.
Yeah. Sorry, Jackson.
He's doing a look back and forth. Like, are we done? Are we done?
No, I'm looking for a setup for a slam dunk.
No, it's like, Vishal's starting to smell funky now. Let's get him out of here.
Wait. And
that's us, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.